We're live.
Out of all the reindeers, you know you're the mastermind. Run, run, Rudolph. Randolph ain't too far behind. Run, run, Rudolph. Santa's gotta make it to town. Santa, make him hurry. Tell him he can take the freeway down. Run, run, Rudolph, 'cause I'm reeling like a merry-go-round. Said Santa to a boy child, what have you been longing for? All I want for Christmas is a rock and roll electric guitar. And then away went Rudolph, whizzing like a shooting star. Run, run, Rudolph, Santa wants to make it in town. Santa, make him hurry, tell him he can take the freeway down. Run, run, Rudolph, reeling like a merry-go-round. Run, run, Rudolph, Santa's gotta make it to town. Santa, make him hurry, tell him he can take the freeway down. Run, run, Rudolph, I'm reeling like a merry-go-round. Said Santa to a girl child, what would please you most to get? A little baby doll that can cry, sleep, drink, and wet. And then away went Rudolph, whizzing like a saber jet. Run, run, Rudolph, Santa's gotta make it to town. Santa, make him hurry, tell him he can take the freeway down. Run, run, Rudolph, I'm reeling like a merry-go-round.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
The Church of Mavis Radio Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show that helps you find happiness, success, and balance in your work and life. I'm Adriana Fiestro, your host for this journey into entrepreneurship and personal growth. We're broadcasting live on 107.7 and 105.3 FM in New Orleans as part of the United Public Radio Network. We explore the latest strategies, insights, and stories from successful entrepreneurs and experts. From managing stress to building a thriving business, we've got you covered.
It's Sally, man. What's happening, Sally?
Hi, I'm Brittany Ashley, your host of Breaking Norms, Building Dreams, your guide through this transformative journey in both business and life. This is your place crafted for dreamers, doers, or anyone who has been told they can't. Get ready as we challenge those narratives together. You're tuning in live to the United Public Radio Network, airing on 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. We are streaming on all the popular platforms every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me for a candid and thought-provoking conversation celebrating your unique journey because you are worth it.
I had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know?
He used to bury aliens. That's what he really did. He buried extraterrestrials for the government.
Out for a drive with a gal one night. They stopped to check out
You're
the
a
recording
lab.
site.
Oh shit.
But an alien lit right there on the ground. Commenced throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing.
No, he didn't. It really pissed him off. It really pissed him off bad.
Seriously.
It did. He was pissed.
Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now
Yeah,
legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man.
Alien eating man.
But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip.
Give no lip.
Six
The
Gun
alien
Joe.
eating Joe. Oh man. Oh, we live. Whoa.
Live.
Oh, this is the Alien Eating Joe show where Joe eats extraterrestrials for dinner. Yes. This should be an
Aren't you?
interesting show. Hey, wait, why am I not on camera? Whoa, man, I am scary. I know I am scary looking tonight. Leah, you're kind of scary looking too, chick. So you just watch out. Anyway, welcome everybody to the chat. I hope everybody's been having a good day, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Who knows? I mean, anybody who listens to this show is fucking insane anyway. So, I mean, yes, I think it's a prerequisite to listen to the damn thing.
It's part of being a show host. I know that much.
Oh, look at that. Was sneaky. Yeah, witty.
Oh,
You know what? And I didn't either. Damn. But see, I know you, so you can't win. So I'm sorry. So I was giving away these 4 books: Battlefield Earth, Writers of the Future, book 38, I believe, L. Ron Hubbard, Fear, and then one of those, those Buckskin, Leah Buckskin Boy books. And we know that's your real boyfriend, the Buckskin guy from the Buckskin book. What's that, Jim? No, it's I'll show y'all in a little while. I gave away 4 with Jay the other day, and then I forgot what the question was. No, well, you send me your address, I'll send it to you anyway. At least I'll send you half of it. And Leah's back there stripping and stuff.
yeah.
Hey man, throw on some music, man. Throw on some music.
Absolutely not.
Sissy. Anyway, while she's over there doing whatever.
Laundry.
That sounds too much excitement for me. What do you mean the biblical flood? The biblical flood of what? You mean Noah and the ark and the flood? What about Noah? Don't hate on Noah. I mean, Noah had it rough. He had to live with animals and all kind of nasty stuff and dinosaurs pooping on the floors and shit. I mean, come on, who wants to live with that? You don't believe me? But dinosaur jail, I'll show you 2 dinosaurs right there. That's after Noah's time.
This is after Noah's time right
That's
here.
right.
This is the suicide of Saul. And it looks like, the battlefield, a lot of dead people on it. But let me go over to that page and zoom in. Way back here in the distance, if you look close, right there are 2 brontosauruses with men riding them.
Yeah.
And then there is the third one.
Don't maybe get Sean on you again. Dino dragons. That's what we're
There's a
calling
third brontosaurus up here on the hill, also with the human rider.
It's
very strange. How do they know what they look like? Oh, they had the skeletons back then, and even then they didn't know what the skeletons meant.
Yeah, so Dino's riding along, doing anything. I don't know. I know in the 15, 16, 17, 1800s, there was a lot of reports of what would be considered dinosaurs in other countries, especially in Africa and South America. There seem to be quite a few of them.
It is speculated the Loch Ness Monster is a plesiosaur or some type of, marine dinosaur.
Cool.
There's some pretty compelling images of a fin that actually fits the shape of a plesiosaur. There's Mokele Mbembe, which has been described as either a brontosaurus or something between like a stegosaurus or a triceratops. There's the coelacanth, which actually was on the extinction list until it was a live living specimen was captured, I think, off the coast of Africa in 1939.
That's right. Let's catch the only live one left. That's the smart thing to do.
No, it's what happened is that the coelacanth's habitat, where the food that they ate, because there was less light, it went further down the ocean like all the other life did. So they had no choice but to follow their food. So they didn't go extinct. They just changed their habitat, and they lived further down in the ocean than they did before.
That's how Mother Nature works. Jasmine, why do you think aliens put all life on this planet? No, I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, I don't agree with you. But no, I don't agree. So do you think anything on the planet is smarter than we are?
Dolphins.
What the smart animals are on the planet are considered, right? The pig, yes, pig's considered extremely intelligent, which is crazy. The elephant, also very smart. Get this:
primate species, chimpanzees, orangutans.
The house rat is actually smarter than the chimpanzee is, and it's on the list too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, figure that one out. I know. Huh? How can that be? You know what else is on the list that's considered to be very intelligent? The octopus.
Yeah.
Now, they did the 7 smartest animals on the planet, and that was the 7 of them.
Hey, Google, how many brains does an octopus have?
Dogs are smart, but they're not as smart.
9 brains.
NHM.app.uk. They say, thanks to their 9 brains, it seems that octopuses have the benefit of both localized and centralized control over their actions.
9 brains.
I wonder if the brains ever
tentacle, and then one for everything else on top of that. So, wow.
But I wonder if they ever get in conflict with each other.
Each of their tentacles moves independently, and that's why they're considered to have 9 brains. Their whole head is basically a brain, and then each tentacle has its own.
Mm-hmm.
So wait a minute. Are you telling me when I'm eating calamari, I'm eating octopus brains? Oh, come on, that's just gross, man.
What you're eating is one of the most intelligent, advanced intelligence on the planet.
Well, that's true too.
But they sure are yummy.
They are yummy.
I won't argue that.
That's, of course, the Grays say that about us, so we're yummy too.
But you know what? I recently just saw this video of this man who picked up a baby octopus from a fish market somewhere in an Asian country. I believe it was China, but I don't know for sure. I didn't read any of the alphabet on their signs. But he brought it home and he nursed it to health. You could tell it was unhealthy and depressed. And this thing just turned alive. Like its color came back, it grew, and it formed a bond with this man. He would come to the tank, and the octopus would reach out for him because he was excited to see the man. And eventually he taught this octopus how to play an underwater piano. Like, we're talking about a sentient being. And
That tastes like calamari.
well,
Calamari is actually squid, but they are very similar in taste.
It depends. When you're in a Greek or restaurant, sometimes it'll be squid, sometimes it'll be octopus.
Yeah,
They
it's
still
the
call it
same name for
calamari.
both. It doesn't really make much difference. But in
Yeah,
most cases, it's
it's,
usually squid.
It's see down here, it's weird because we hardly ever see squid. All the Greek restaurants only serve octopus, and it actually says it on the menu.
That octopus loved that man. That octopus looked forward to seeing that man come into the room.
Oh
and
man,
he
he'd have been a whatchamacallit role is what he'd have been. What do you call them rolls, man? He'd have been one of them California rolls. That's what he'd have been.
No.
Some sushi, baby.
Well, no, they don't.
It would have been.
California roll wouldn't have octopus in it. I don't know which one does, but there is a sushi called Idako, which is pickled baby octopi, and they're like little, I don't know, about the size of a dime or a quarter, I guess.
That sounds good. It could be good.
No, they're not. It's like chewing the end of a number two. No, not those those big fat pencils they gave you when you were a little kid in nursery school. It's like eating one of those erasers. It takes you forever. They're the nastiest things on the planet.
It's called taco, Tako, and it's a sashimi. So it's just a big slice of octopus over
raw octopus,
right?
Yes. Well, but the baby octopus are called Idako, and they're pickled and nasty, and it's ugh.
We're gonna along with every book, we're gonna send the pickled jaw bull testicles, actually buffalo bull testicles. So
Rocky Mountain oysters.
You're gonna get a.
Yeah, that's like a delicacy in certain cultures.
It is in this country.
And fries.
That's what I had last night for the first time.
Do we want to ask?
Escargot.
Well, escargot is good if it's made right.
I heard it's nasty, but
well, you see, there's so many ways to do escargot. So I was lucky. My dad used to eat it. They used to pull it out the shell and eat it. They would take the shell and soak it in whatever butter, garlic, and then pull it out the shell. But when I was working at Drew Track, they used to have these little plates. They were round. They had 8 little circles in them, and they would put the meat in there, and then they would put the butter and garlic in it, and then they'd pop it in a broiler, and the shit was fucking fabulous.
I'm pretty sure that's how I had mine. It was in a dish.
Yeah, it was in a little brown white. Oh
man. Yeah, it was like you could tell it was baked in an oven.
They were good. I mean,
it's actually what they call a salamander. It's a flash broiler for making appetizers.
Well, it was. I thought it was good. The flavor wasn't strong in any way. I would, equate the texture to, probably. I would equate the texture to like a
piece of dark meat chicken,
like a mussel.
It could be a mussel, but we eat so many grilled oysters down here. Everything's different.
Probably an oyster. That would be the closest thing that I think escargot would.
How do you grow this in about?
Yeah,
grilled
oysters
are
good. Slimy.
Oh man, grilled oysters are not slimy. Grilled oysters are.
I'm talking about the canned oyster.
Yeah, I can do them, but
I could sit down and eat hors d'oeuvres. I could eat the escargot cooked like that along with the grilled oyster. I'd be a happy camper.
You ever had grilled oyster? I mean, not grilled, but like canned oyster.
I've had every kind of oyster. I live in the South. I'm blocked from
oyster.
I used to make the oysters. I used to make the oyster stew at the Chart House in Savannah. Clam chowder and all that shit. I used to make all that stuff.
Oh, clam chowder.
Yeah, okay. So when you're eating clam chowder and you get a bite of the clam, that's what the escargot texture was like.
Hey guys, Sally, Heidi, who's down there? I'm Michelle. Hey Michelle.
But the flavor was not strong. It was like a light.
No, it's not a real heavy. It's like alligator tail. It's not real strong either. It's got a real mild flavor. It really tastes more of what you cook it with than the actual place. But grilled oysters are good. And grilled oysters are so easy. butter, garlic, and Parmesan. And if you want to add salt and pepper, but that's it. I mean, throw them on a flame them
Yeah,
up.
I used to make what do they call it? Oysters Rockefeller at the Chart House. And
Oh,
all it is
sounds good too. But
you take 6 shucked oysters, on the half shell, and you drop a piece of this spinach mixture on top of it. You put it in the salamander for like 7 minutes. And then when they come out, you spray them with this liquor called Pernod, which is like licorice flavored. And then you send them out to the table.
yeah, so we down here they make them a little different than that, and everything. And you're not going to ever see an oyster down here on the coast that isn't a fresh oyster, even whether it's Rockefeller,
We got some pretty good
Florentine,
oysters in the Chart House.
any other kind. Grilled oysters, grilled and raw are the favorites because grilled are good. I mean, they're good and they're easy. I mean, just like I said, you take the shell, throw an oyster in it, and they like to use nice sized oysters, some butter, some garlic, some Parmesan, flame it up. It's done. You eat, away you go. And I watch people put dozens of them things away. And oysters are an aphrodisiac as well. So
For men only,
I
though.
don't believe that. I think that's bull crap.
For men only.
I
No,
don't know.
it's true. It's true. They're
I don't
high,
know.
you're high in zinc, and then that helps boost men's libidos, not women's. Women usually other
that's
things
like really-
like chocolate is one of their aphrodisiacs.
I thought it was because it smelled like fish and looked like woman's parts, and therefore it induced the thought of
No, it's zinc. They're full of zinc.
Okay, so what do you say to men
Well,
who
they
are
all
like
are weird,
slathering their
man.
skin and slathering their skin in sunscreen?
no, man, a bunch of weirdos. It's
Watch out for that guy then.
Well, I'm
So I'm
saying that
telling-
happens all across the planet. They're not horn dogs. Like, not, I mean, you would think that if a dude were to put sunscreen on, they'd get horny then.
You ever been a lifeguard?
actually, Sally, you want to know who has better sex? Is impact.
Yes, actually, I have.
So have I. And yes,
Yes,
the
so have
thing
I,
does
actually.
affect you.
but Sally, if you want to have the best sex, you get with an empath. I can tell you from personal experience, that's the way to go. There ain't nothing better, because not only can you feel what you are personally feeling, but you can feel everything the other individual feels as well. So then it's a merger of both experiences compressed into one. It's extremely intense. And it's not for the lighthearted either. And you got to be strong-willed,
Or
because
for the selfish.
well, the thing of it is if it's something you haven't experienced, it would make it really easy for you to fall in love with somebody. So you got to be careful with it. But still, I'm telling you, if you ever get the experience, you'll never want to experience anything else any other way. Everything else will just be boring. You'll be like, because it's kind of like soul sharing. It's like sharing souls on a different level, because there's a lot of pleasure involved. Yes, well, that's the way it works. I don't make the rules. In those cases, I wouldn't argue with the rules, but I don't make the rules. That's the thing. And if it's two true empaths, they can reach levels that, frankly, you can't even, I don't even think I could describe on here. And if I did, we'd probably get thrown off. Yeah, they would probably kick us off. It's some people, you can, narcissists are just narcissists. I can be narcissistic when I want to be. Yes, it's part of being a host, and ego's an ego. So, you have to be at least partly that way, or in this business, you would get kicked into, whatsies.
Yep.
Is it part of like?
That's what I was
like,
just saying. Sally. It's easy to fall for someone who's an empath, because they got you. They know they know your soul. They know when they got you in your arms what you're feeling. So they know just how to put you back to that spot. It's cheating, is what it is. I'm sorry, Leah. What were you saying, baby?
Is it necessary to have like is one of the ingredients of being a creator of anything, any form, any art form or whatever, is part of that having even the minuscule amount of ego? Like, I feel like even if you're trying to make something or create something, or whether it's art or a business or whatever, you got to have some form of ego.
You got to have ego. You got to have confidence in yourself. I mean, everybody's got an ego, and especially artists and other people, but the thing is having control of the ego, not letting the ego control you. And you see that with different things. Like, I mean, if you look back at all the different Hollywood people, you can see where their egos took over, how they started out. Like if you go all the way back to Marilyn, you can see who she was before she got into Hollywood and what she became after she got in and what happened to her. And she's not by far the only one. I mean, that's a standard thing in Hollywood.
Yeah, well, I mean, and even back in that era, I mean, that was the era where, you know, poor innocent girls like her and others were passed around like basically like party favors from guy to guy, man to man, and then the ones that were
still
strong enough
happening.
to deal with kind of sexual harassment.
Yeah, but today
were the
it's
ones who
more
made it
willing
through,
than it was
you know?
back
And the ones
then.
who didn't became, you know, horrible B-roll wrecks.
You know,
it's like expected. Like if I want to get anywhere in the entertainment industry, I have to sell myself to someone. You know,
yeah, but
it's
that's both men and women today. It used to just be women
yeah,
for the most part, but now it's both. It
just seems like it became part of the requisite. You know, like you better be prepared to whore yourself out if you want to get anywhere.
That's why nobody was freaked out when they heard about the Epstein couch, because they were like, well, it's the casting couch. Or with Bill Cosby. So Cosby was a freak giving everybody drugs. I'll never understand someone as famous with that feeling the need to give a woman drugs to get sex. Because frankly, there's a lot of women out there will do it for free. I'm nowhere near as famous as they are. And I know that for a fact. So I'm kind of like, why would you need? It's like, what's his name? The football star. This guy, I watched him. We were out somewhere. He's in a club. These women, there was like a dozen of them walking around, following him around. And I'm thinking, and why did you have to give people drugs to have sex? And what is wrong with you, dude? I mean, really? Do like every other guy does. Let the girl take advantage. Let her get you drunk and take advantage of you. Yeah. They're better when they feel like they're in control. I don't make the rules. It's not my rule. Yeah. Well, everybody likes to be in control. That's life. So, okay, Sarah. So some women like a man that feels that they feel it can control life around them, protect them, keep them safe, allow them to stay at home and take care of the children and stuff like that. Yeah, there's women like there's even guys like that today. Not as many, but still. You mean stay-at-home dad? I did it I tried to do it for 2 years, and then I said, fuck it, I got a job, took the kid with me. Yeah, I got a job as a district manager for a rose distribution company. So I used to take my son with me to go check on the routes and stuff. Yeah, it was so cool walking in with a newborn in one arm and 3 dozen roses in the other. Every woman I seen was like, oh my God, I love you. Yeah, they're all convenience store managers and store managers and Walmarts and Kmarts and whatever X marts there were back then. Well, my son's going to be 40 soon, so it's not like it was around the corner or anything. No.
My friend, when we were in college, after he got married, we always hung out at the same places, couple of different bars in Savannah, and you know, girls never flocked around any of us. And you know, he started noticing, you know, all these girls are hanging around me all the time. I don't know, I don't get it. I don't understand. And I said, well, Ross, it's that ring. And he's like, what? And I'm like, it's your wedding ring. They're hanging around you because they know you're not going to hit on them because you're married. And he's like, you're kidding. I'm like, dude, figure it out. You go take it off and go sit down and see how many of them sit near you.
I'll tell you guys a little secret. I get hit on far more if I'm wearing a wedding ring than if I'm not. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, I love it nowadays because I don't wear a ring anymore. I quit wearing one a long time ago because they were dangerous. And when you do construction, wearing a ring is just dangerous. But
any kind of jewelry really on the job site is kind of bad.
Yeah, it is. Even ties can be extremely dangerous. So anyway, we quit wearing them, and as you can see, there's no mark on my finger. I've been married for 43 years, so it's not like it was just yesterday. The thing of it is, I love how many people will tell me, "You're lying. You're not married. There's not even a mark on your finger from your wedding ring." I said, "Because I don't wear a ring." I said, I didn't know I had to be owned to be a husband. People can always get so offended when I say that too. It's like, I'm not owned. I said, are you wearing that ring that keeps you a prisoner. They're like, fuck you.
I think that says it best right there.
Yeah, look, so I got one of those. Let's see.
Wedding ring, supper ring.
Yeah. How long that damn thing is? It's and it has got caught on shit before too. But the real reason I quit wearing a ring is I was coming down a ladder. God, this is like 38 years ago, 35 years ago. I was coming down a ladder 3 stories up. We had a roof job going on, and there was a little burr on the ladder. Something must have just caused a cut in it, and it caught the bottom of the ring, and it flung me off around the ladder. I had to catch the backside of the ladder. It's that was it for me. No more rings on a job site.
Yeah, we had a guy in the store at the hardware store. He slipped and grabbed one of the rackings, and there's pins and things that hold the shelves on, and it caught his finger and it nearly ripped it off. So I stopped. I used to wear a ring, and I stopped wearing it as soon as I heard that. Haven't worn one since.
Well, Chris, in the same aspects, rings can save you. A friend of ours was working a press, and his hand got caught, but the ring was one of them titanium rings. That was with the asteroid dust in it.
Yeah.
The press wasn't strong enough to crush it, so it kept him from. He would have lost his hand if the ring wouldn't have been on it. Yeah, the press would have made his hand into a pancake.
Wow.
But it couldn't push his. But that's the rare instant. Okay, it's not the law. That's the exception to the law. Yeah, well, I can imagine, man. You get caught into, especially anything outside tools, anything like that. Matter of fact, my partner used to get on me sometimes when I'd be using the skill saw or something about letting my ponytail flap over my shoulder. He said, if it gets caught in the blade, you'd be screwed. Yeah, well, that stuff's dangerous. You got to be careful. And, and I got a long ponytail, but most of the women I know got longer ones than I do, so. What do you mean? Oh yeah, I did. There was I seen that video where she got it caught in the combine, and the guy had to take his knife out and cut her hair right at the scalp. Yeah, it was gonna suck her into the combine and kill her. Yeah, she'd have been little bits and pieces flying all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tools. Look, tools are dangerous. A lot of dangerous tools. As a contractor, I can tell you, there's a lot of dangerous tools. Think about it. We used to walk around roofs with tanks of fuel, flaming torches on the roof. I mean, torches, this big around, flames this long blowing out of them, just walking across the roof, burning up the roof, man, and then put a new roof on it.
Yeah. You need to heat up the tires and the shingles so they're pliable.
Yeah, or to get them loose.
Or to get them off to get them off in the first place. Yeah.
I mean, any of that. I mean, if somebody hits the tank or poon. Adios amigos, there's just is so many ways to die or get hurt. Well, a friend of mine, this is a long time ago, he was out, he was building a rack for this company. He was doing work where him and another friend of his were doing art design with black coil. And so they used to get this really expensive coil. They would get it in and they would carve stuff in and they would sell it. Well, just the pieces of the coral that were only this big and this big around were like $1,800 per ounce. So this was a lot of money. So they were making a good bit of money. Well, they were building a case. Why he was building a case, and it's the reason why we tell everybody to keep the saw blades just as high as the piece of wood they're working with is because he slipped, and when he did, his hand came down on top of the blade and took this finger off, and split the other one in half. So he ended up having, keeping his thumb and 2 fingers, and they had to make one of the fingers back with the parts of the other 2. It's and it was an accident, and if he'd had a blade guard on, or if he'd had the blade set to the depth of the wood, it would have cut him. Probably gave him a bunch of stitches, but he wouldn't have lost his hand. And and if he'd had the blade guard on, he wouldn't even got cut. It's just it's dangerous.
They have a new technology on some of the table saws now that as soon as it detects liquid, blood, or water, the blade stops, and you still get hurt, but it doesn't take off your hand or your fingers. And they demonstrated it at the store one day, and then they took a raw hot dog, turned the blade on, and they dropped the hot dog in front of it, and it went stunk. And I mean, as soon as the hot dog hit the blade, clang, you hear some kind of metal pin goes and stops that blade instantly. It's cool.
I've had 3 major hand injuries, and luckily I've never lost any fingers. But I've been super close.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
blades, man. Oh.
The blades I hate is when I cut myself and I don't feel it. And then I
Yeah.
look down and I'm going, shit, I'm going to have
When
to
did I do
stitches
that?
on. Yeah, because last time I did it, well, I was messing around with a friend of mine, and I just got through sharpening one of the hunt knives, and I had my hand on the sheath like this, and he grabbed the knife and pulled, and we did reflectively a squeeze, and that son of a bitch just cut from here to here, and the meat that's right here just fell out the finger. It was just dangling a little piece of muscle. I was like, you bleep, 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 and bleep, and bleep, and didn't even feel it. I mean, it was so sharp, you didn't even feel it cut. I was like, son of a bitch, man.
I sliced through these 3 fingers with a pair of hair cutting shears. This pinky I can't bend at the tip anymore because I cut the tendon. This one I cut through the artery and I almost bled out. Like I bled so much, I bled my own blood. And then so I've got these like scars on these fingers. And then right here in between my index finger and my thumb, a pretty large knife went into it and cut me open, cut that whole piece open right there. And you could see like inside my hand, like it was a hot pocket.
Yeah, she was trying to stab the alien people.
Yeah.
And then on this hand, on my palm, I was impaled by a donut hopper, the thing that fills up the donut with like the cream.
What the hell were you doing, doofus ass?
I was decorating donuts and it just was not the right kind of setup in the place I was in. And the person on the other side of the table from me was banging the table and banging the table. And on top of this shelf set pre-filled hoppers that were heavy. I'm talking like they weighed at least like 40 pounds a piece when they were full of maybe 20. They were heavy and it had icing in it already. And the thing came off the top of the shelf because of the bumping of the person on the other side of the table. It just slid off. And I was sitting at the other side of the table decorating all these donuts and I didn't want to mess them up. So I tried catching the hopper, not thinking about the fact that it didn't have a cap on the tip of the syringe was like this thick, and it was like it was like that long, and it went through my hand in between my middle finger and my ring finger bones, and it almost came through the other side. You could see like the tip popping out, but it didn't break the skin on the other side. So I got filled up with chocolate.
Hey, nothing wrong with a chocolate Leah.
There was chocolate in my hand.
Yeah, I bet you it was because the damn thing was full of it. And if it wasn't tipped, it went somewhere. Pete, now all that kind of stuff hurts, man. Yeah. Oh, I've jumped off of when I was a kid. I jumped off of a second-story roof on a construction site, hit a board, shot the nail all the way through the top of my foot, came out of the top of my foot about that far. Oh yeah, I was walking around. I didn't feel it. It hurt, but I didn't really feel it. It's I jumped off a fence and on this arm right here, shoved a piece of bamboo up my arm about that far. It started coming out the other side. The doctor was grossed out, and it pinched the nerve, so I never felt it until they started pulling out, and then they gave me something for it. It's just being a kid. Well, none of it was intentional. Just the other day, I stuck a backside of a needle. I stuck a backside of a sewing needle through my thumb the other day.
Why?
I wasn't trying to do it. I was doing something else, and I was pushing on it, not realizing the part where you put the hole through is kind of pointy itself.
So you got the blunt end, not the pointy end.
Blunt. Apparently, ain't as blunt as it looks. Some bitch hurt.
Man.
I know, huh? Let me kill you by way of stuffing you full of chocolate and ganache and put varying cream and shit.
It was chocolate angel cream.
Well, it would be at that point that I would go to the doctor and say, "Look, I have a real problem with chocolate. I'm trying to inject myself directly with that donut injectors. Please help me, doctor."
I'd be out there squeezing it out of my hand, going yummy, yummy.
That one still gives me problems. Like my hand still hurts from it sometimes. Like I can't squeeze anything very well anymore. It separated my two bones. Like it stuck in between my bones, and I could tell the bones like bowed around it.
Yeah.
Oh, Denise, nail guns are dangerous. First off, my son shot my stepson, stuck his leg to a 2x4. My stepson, my son was holding a board from my stepson, and he shot a nail and it ricocheted and it curved up, went underneath his fingernail and came out right here on this side. Yeah, that hurt like shit. That happens. I mean, Glenn was running. I told him stop, and he turned around, do something. He nailed his steel, went right through his steel toe, right through his big toe, right into the board. He was stuck there. Yeah, that was a pain because we got him loose from the board, but basically his no toe was nailed to the steel toe. I mean,
no. And so it went through the top of the boot?
Right through the top of the steel toe, yeah.
No.
Steel toes aren't fun, man. I don't like
wearing
them.
These were we were using these. These are they're a little nail about this line. They get a little charge at the top of them. It's not the kind you use with the gun. This is actually made for what we were doing, but it goes with a nail gun. It's for a nailer gun, and it pops it and it helps to shoot it through it's for shooting through like thin steel, aluminum, stuff like that. It's almost like a rivet kind of thing, but it just popped right through it. And besides, like our big nail guns at the walls, or even our KHOLs, whatever they call them, the big ones that shoot 3-inch nails, they'll shoot through just about anything. Especially if I turn up the compressor to like 160. Jesus, man. I could shoot you through your car. Be as good as a gun with 80 rounds in it, though. Hold your little thing, hold your finger on that little piece next to the trigger.
It probably wouldn't have the same range as a gun, though.
Oh, yeah, but it sure shoot a lot more of them out there. Yeah. No, a screw gun don't do that, Jack. A nail gun shoots things. A screw gun screws things, yeah. Yeah, so it goes down like that. Nail gun just shoots it at you. Oh, no, there's the other kind of guns we were talking about. So when we're popping like bolts in the concrete and stuff, they come with little 22 and little 25 round bullets. Yeah. It's a little cap. You stick it in there. Yeah. So they got the kind with a trigger on it. They also got the kind where you can just put the nail in the thing, the bullet, and hit it with a hammer. Yeah, and bam, it works just as good. Whatever kind you want. I mean, people use that one because it's cheap. The other guns usually around $100 or something. It's probably more than that now, but yeah. No, we're going to be going to break in a couple minutes, but no, the reason they make the guns like so you got to kind of make them push down and all is so you can't just pull a trigger and it shoots at you, because contractors are idiots sometimes.
Yeah, they'll do stupid shit like
they
that.
They do stupid shit. Yeah, they'll start shooting it. Oh, who can hit the board? Oh, shit, Jack. I didn't mean to shoot you in the rib, man. Damn.
Let your $5 I can hit that concrete mixer. Not from here.
Oh, look, it bounced off that.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh, it'll shoot through the steel beam as it ricochets back and sticks two different people through their arm or some shit. It's just.
Or bounces off the boss's helmet as he's walking by. You're fired.
Sometimes, well, contractors can be idiots. If they're good contractors, they can be dumb because they know how to fix shit. So if they do something playing around, they can usually fix it. Oh, not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I'll tell you a stupid thing. We had a contract. We were painting a bunch of apartments in this apartment complex. And there was 3 of us in there doing them. We were getting a big bonus. We could get them all done early. So we're in there hustling. This was like apartment number 9 for the day. And we was 3 of us in there rolling. And all of a sudden, 2 of them got into an argument. Next thing I knew, they were dipping in the 5-gallon bucket and rolling each other. Nothing down on the carpet because we didn't roll with drop cloths because we'd been doing it too long. Oh man, 5 gallons of paint. And the guy just picks the paint up, throws it on the guy. They hit the ground and rolling all over brand new carpet. 5 gallons of paint in the carpet. Now I'm thinking, well, we just lost a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So went and got the wet vac, and I made them sit there and wet vac till 2 a.m. But they got to clean. I said, "Are y'all happy now?" Yeah, I got because we had been working hard, and we got about $500 apartment. Well, they got $100 each an apartment, and so I got $300 an apartment. But still, it's you do 9-10 apartments. We would do sometimes 20 a week. So we're making $2,000 a week. They were all happy. Yeah, and I was making about 6. I was real happy. So, and I didn't have to work. I could have put another guy in there. I just like the extra money. Besides, I could cut in a 2-bedroom apartment in under 40 minutes. It's that's what I did when I was bored. Yeah, Johnny. Well, no, because owning a construction company, sometimes you get time where you're not chasing jobs and you're not doing bids and you're not on job sites. You just with the guys. Yeah, and I used to like to work. Yeah, I'd get in there with them all. Yeah, honestly, and you can ask my partners. There's no job that on our job sites that I didn't at least do at least one time myself, just so I knew what was going on. So when it was happening, I installed many floors, many roofs of all shapes and sizes, floors of all shapes and sizes. I built things from the ground up, took things from the up down to the ground. Drove bulldozers, forklifts, all kind of JLGs and rollabouts and shit. Lord have mercy. Matter of fact, we never had a crew where everybody in the crew couldn't run a JLG. It was required to work for us. It's not as complicated as it sounds, but it's you can really fuck up if you know what you do. You put the bathroom right through the side of a building. Whoosh. And the taller they are, the more dangerous they are. Yeah. Nah, if it was over 40 feet, either I worked it, Sam worked it, or little Joe worked it. Yeah, Joe had been running JLG since he was like 16, so he was good at it. And his brother had been doing it for a long time too, because he used to work in the plants as a gold hat running the electric crews. We had a lot of fun there. But jobs are dangerous, people. That's the whole thing. That's why they get that's why contractors get first responders doing storms and fires and stuff, because they're the ones that's got to go in there, and they're the ones going to put their life on the line going through all these properties and stuff. This isn't going to be FEMA or Mayor Bass doing this. It's going to be the contractors. They're going to go in and assess everything, look at everything, write up all the reports and bids. Yeah. What do you mean women shouldn't own guns? Chris, okay, Chris, are you like Chris a guy or Chris a girl? Chris a girl from where? Seattle, Washington. Why does that not surprise me? So wait, guys can have guns, but girls can't?
Why?
Because you women are crazy bitches and you're liable to shoot somebody? I think men shoot more people than women do. Yes, I think so. Oh, you're saying that's because men own more guns than women? Well, I can't argue with that. Let's just wait and see how's it. Yeah, I mean, I don't find it. Oh, I'm not saying women are sainted or angels or anything. I know some mean ass bitches. The hell with that.
I have a question.
It's like wait 1 second. Women always tell me, "Oh, the world would be so much better when we were in charge." Bullshit. Y'all were in charge. That's how men ended up in charge, because y'all were in charge. See, people forget when you go back in history a couple thousand years, you found out that women were in charge. And guess what? The planet was fucking more and more then than it is now. So we can prove that's a false statement. It's oh yeah, you ain't getting away with that. And I can name some pretty horrific queens along the way.
Yeah.
Just as horrific as any men out there. So I don't really think it has as much to do with your sexual organs as it does with who the fuck you are.
Yes, I have to agree. You either are or you are not an asshole. It's that simple.
That's about it. It really is. Because women can be kind and sweet and loving and caring, but men can too. But they can also be killing, murdering, no good bastards, but women can too. It's so, I mean, you can't go around saying it's because of this person's organs that's why they're doing things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, Denise, that was cold. But okay, now I got your argument, because we allow for abortions. Women kill more babies than men do. It's a true statement. I'm not arguing with the statement. It's a true statement, but it's not necessarily. But it's not necessarily in the fact that if we break it down by abortion, how many of these abortions are being done because the man doesn't want to have anything to do with the child? Quarter, half. I'm just curious. What do you think?
Do you think that that's still a good reason? Do you think
I
that
I don't think it's a good reason, because I don't think it's ever a good reason to kill a baby, but I can understand why someone would go there, especially in today's world. I could actually understand it. I wouldn't condone it, because I don't think I think there should be another way. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to, but I do think there is another way. We just need to get there, because let's be honest. Newborns are priceless on this planet. People want them all the time. I mean, newborns are the easiest thing to get into a new home, and people want to take them and raise them. And comfortable, wealthy families want to take them and raise them, but instead we abort them. That's just wrong. Not when you see, my thing has always been the same. If there is someone healthy, happy, willing to take that child, it shouldn't be allowed to be aborted, because let's see how many abortions happen that women have abortions where the man wants the child, but the woman says no because she wants to abort it because she might gain
Well,
it.
just say that's not the case. Say that there's not a man. The man decided he didn't want anything to do with that baby, right? Then what?
Well, then he's still screwed, because the law is going to tell him he's got to pay child support.
If he has the
Men,
baby.
there are no rights for men when it comes to children. They're screwed anyway.
No, I think that there's also cases of incest and rape.
Well, that's all fine, but that's not what we're talking about. If a man says he wants a woman to have an abortion, he can't force her to have an abortion, but she can force him to pay child support. It's the same thing.
I tried that, and
So, no, it's not what I mean, though. I mean, so say Jenny says, okay, I want to have an abortion, but Joe wants to keep the kid. She says, no, I'm going to have the abortion. Okay, Joe's screwed. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's say Joe says, well, I don't want any children. I don't have what it takes right now. I don't have the money. But she says, no, screw you. I want to have it anyway. And he says, well, why don't you have an abortion? She said, no, I'm going to take it. He still has to pay for that kid, even though he didn't want it. So it's okay if she don't want it. He don't have, but if she wants it, he still has to pay. That's not right. That's not a fair thing. Shouldn't get to decide, because half that fucking DNA is
the child is owned by either or, right?
Yeah, so that's the other problem. Half of the DNA we're fighting about belongs to somebody else, not to the mother. So I mean, it's men don't have any rights when it comes to babies. Sooner or later, it's going to have to change, because it's going to become a resented thing.
Well, I think also when we start seeing severe population decreases, it may become an outlawed thing even at that point.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Jesse? Would I outlaw abortions? No, I wouldn't. I'm not. All I would ask is two things. One, that abortion wouldn't be allowed to be used as birth control, period.
Which is what it's being used for mostly now.
I would ask that. And I would ask if a father was willing to take the child, raise the child, pay for everything. The mother hadn't have to have anything to do with it. I believe the mother should have to carry the child to term. So, and then I understand that it's my body thing, which is great. But when it comes right down to it, it's your body for 8 months, and then it's the dad's sanity and body for the next 40 years. So who's really getting harmed the most here?
Who's getting the screw? Who's getting the screw? The shitty end of the stick.
It's not the mom. That's an old argument. And
I got the shitty end of the stick either way. So
yeah, that's true too. But you know what?
Sometimes
I'll tell you,
for the most part, the most of the child not possession, but who gives control of the child, it's usually in favor of the mother when there's these kind of cases.
73 is bullshit. U.S.
So, I did not want to get an abortion. That was something that was discussed early in the relationship. Early, like within the first week, was if this happens, then this is what's not gonna happen. And it happened, and I ended up alone, no support, struggling to take care of myself because I was at a high risk pregnancy, and ended up in labor by myself for 5 days, right? And for the first 5 days of labor, active labor, I was scheduled for induction on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And the water broke on the second day, and Liam was emergency C-sectioned out of me on February 19th. And so after that, my mom had just passed away. I had no help, right? And so I applied for child support, like I was told to do when I signed up for benefits. You know, when I signed my son up because he was alive and I needed to record his existence in the system, they said, well, we're going to have to look for the dad. Do you know where he's at? And I had no information. All I knew is that he left his home, his mom's home, really, and moved away somewhere. And they located him 3 times. Child support located my son's father, and each time he was located, he moved. So they couldn't process any of the documentation. And then here we are, however many years later, and because I don't have family and I don't have support, they figured that they would be better for the job. Now that all the hard part's over, all the sleepless, teething nights, all the poopy diapers, you know, all the breastfeeding and needing support when I had none, all that part's over. And now he just gets to grow up with this dude that he admires. My son admires his dad. He loves his dad, but he has no idea the struggles that, you know, I went through as a single mom because his dad refused to take part in the situation. And now he's threatening me, saying that I'm going to owe him child support. Are you kidding me? So, I mean, those types of situations, I'm doing my best to keep my son from realizing that that's the reality. The last thing I want is for him to grow up with this negative feeling that his parents actually hate each other and don't want anything to do with each other, because he would feel so terrible about it. My son would blame himself someday, you know? That's what kids end up doing. They blame themselves for existing because their parents don't like each other or something.
No,
well,
most kids don't know. Most kids just go on with their lives and say mom and dad are dumbasses.
Well,
this is the age of the Z Gen and the millennials. They're self-involved, self-important children. And Liam's he's an alpha. Actually, he's not even a beta. He's an alpha.
He really is, and he was even more of an alpha before he met his dad and before he met his dad's family. It wasn't until he met his dad and his dad's family that my son decided he was all of a sudden afraid of the dark, that he, you know, just little things that I understand is they're normal for kids to experience, all kids. But Liam had a very alpha, strong leader personality that started to become stifled, like quieted by his
it's
father's
more than
family.
that, though. His generation is the alpha generation. His actual generation is the alpha generation. The beta started this year, actually. I know there's so much of this shit to keep up. There's something, I think 8 generations alive right now. You can go all the way back to the let's see, the one before two before the baby boomers. So I think it's 8 generations alive.
That's the greatest generation.
Yeah,
you got that's a silent generation. You got no.
Yeah, the greatest generation.
The greatest generation.
I think you had it right the first time. I think it's the silent generation, then the greatest generation. I think. I ain't 100%.
But it's one of those two.
All I know is from that generation, there's 8 generations of people still alive on this planet at one time. 8 generations. And some of us may even make it to see 9 generations at one given time.
Well, you know, we've been on this planet as a human race for thousands of years, if not more. Like, people are saying, when did that one Neanderthal /
the earliest man human type bones are like 3.5 million years ago, something like that.
Well, Jay says he's taking us all out for mammoth steaks. I can't wait.
When did we start categorizing human like types by every like 15 to 20 year generation? You know, like all of a sudden, now there's a whole new type of human being that needs to be categorized called Generation
all
Y.
generations bounce off their parents and grandparents.
So what was it 4,000 years ago? Generation fucking.
Who knows? Generation Ape Man. No, actually, that would have been like Generation Egyptian or some shit.
Like, during the 2020 during the time that the pyramids were allegedly built by the Egyptians, and I disagree completely with that statement 100%. That was the Bronze Age.
But those are like legitimate time periods. Humans weren't categorized as bronze humans. They were
Yes,
living
we
within
are.
the Bronze Age.
Yes, we are.
They're
That's Bronze Age civilizations. That's exactly what it means.
That's what they're categorized.
Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age,
But
Copper
there's
Age.
problems.
That would align with what this is supposedly the age of Aquarius, and nobody around here is called in this time frame being born the age of Aquarius people, like generation of the age of Aquarius, because
a lot of
that
people
lasts
identify with the generation of Aquarius. A lot of them do.
that lasts longer than the generations that we've been calling people, like Generation X, Generation Z, like Gen Zers. And if we're already moving on to generation
so what
Beta,
it shows you is the Aquarius generation shows that the world's going to grow at a fast pace, and it's going to move towards a technological and hopefully a peaceful direction. Each generation in between, which is Z Gens, X Gens, and all, or the progression from the families before them, usually 2 generations back. So like baby boomers were bouncing off of their great grandparents, not as much as their parents was. But X Geners and baby boomers are a lot alike, and X Geners are the kids of baby boomers.
they are.
They're the feral generations. They're the ones that get the fuck outside, go play, don't come back till it's dark. Come get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at lunch or some shit. Don't wash your hands. Don't worry about it. Go on. No cell phones, no pages. Get on your bike
And
and
that's
go.
why the world sucks right now, because the whole country's being run by baby boomers.
No, the world sucks is because we spoiled you fuckers rotten. That's why.
No, dude.
That's exactly why we have the generation of wokeness, which is the worst generation in the history of the fucking planet.
Yeah.
The whiny, crybaby, bitchful, whiny, non-thankful for anything they got fucking generations. The millennials and the Z Geners the millennials and the Z Geners and you are at the top of the millennial generation because you're 40. You're like there. You're almost an X Gener. So you're
dude, I am not. I am Generation Y. Nobody ever talks about Generation Y. They always lump us into the millennials, okay? But the millennials are actually the late 80s and early 90s. What happened to the mid 80s to early 80s? Like, that is Generation Y. Nobody wants to acknowledge Generation Y because they don't want,
because they're not enough different from the previous generation. That's why
there is a huge difference. It has everything to do with the rise of the internet, like the implementation of certain technologies that people born in my year and before did not have access to growing up, but people born after me did within our same generation. And so Generation Y grew up without certain privileges that millennials got to live with. And millennials, it was normal for them to have certain gaming consoles or certain types of computer systems
point for me, right?
That Generation Y did not have yet. So maybe we were a little bit kind of like Gen Xers, but they were still older than us, and they got to experience a lot more freedom than we did as Generation Yers. They were the ones that got to stay out until the lights came on. And, they were the ones driving around without seatbelts their whole childhood because they weren't even part of the car yet. So their lives.
That's not entirely true. I do recall not wearing seatbelts in the 60s and 70s. That the shoulder belts were not attached, but they were in the car along the headliners. So you had to put them on yourself if you wanted them. But they all had proper waist belts, all of them.
But there was so much pushback in the late 70s, early 70s, and late 70s. In the 70s, there was pushback against having to legalize it, having to make it a law to wear your seatbelt.
I don't think it became a law until the mid-80s.
Because most people were safe drivers, and there were a few idiots who let their kids stand up in this front seat, and then when they had an accident, the kid went flying through the windshield and died. That's why they mandated those seatbelts. It wasn't.
I know, but there was a lot of people who were like, "No, it's my law. It's my right. It's my human right to not have to wear a seatbelt. I want to drive around without a seatbelt because I'm a free human being living in the freedom of America, freedom land."
Well, it's your life. The government's not supposed to tell you what to do with your life. You're not. If you're not wearing a seatbelt, the only person you're harming is yourself. You're not harming anybody else. If you
You're
harm,
harming-
like if
you're
you
harming
didn't put it one on
everyone
your
else.
kid, no,
You're
harming
harming the
anybody
people
else.
that you're leaving behind
That's
if you
not the
die.
government's problem, though. It has nothing to do with the government. That's between
That's
you
on
and your
him.
loved ones. Yeah, that's not on the government. That's not their fucking job. They're not
Well,
even supposed
no,
to be
I'm-
involved in this. The only
But
time,
I'm just
the only
saying-
reason I don't argue with the seatbelt law is because of kids. But for adults, they're adults. It's like telling
Yeah.
you can't smoke a cigarette. Bullshit. They know what the harm of a cigarette is. If they do it, that's a choice they made. But I mean, if you're going to be an asshole, let's talk about how nasty the air is we breathe every day.
Did you hear that by 2030 they're supposed to be banning all nicotine products?
No, they can't. They want to, but they can't have a Congress smokes.
Yeah.
Well, half of Congress is also like halfway into their deathbed.
No, not anymore. Not with Nancy leaving and Chuck leaving and a few others leaving. They're going to be back. I think the average age right now is only like 60 anyway.
Is Mitch McConnell still alive?
Yeah, he's just not in the public eye anymore. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see who's still alive today.
Who are the oldest?
The lost generation is the one still alive today, 1883 to 1900.
How many of them are left? Like 6?
Well, what is this? No, wait, no, they're not alive. I retract that statement. They would be 125 years old. There's none of them alive.
Yeah.
So there's still 8 generations alive. That's what I thought, because it shows 9 on here. The greatest generation was 1901 to 1927. There's probably some of them still alive. The silent generation, there's definitely some of them. 1928 to 1945. That was my mother's generation.
That was my grandma.
Baby boomers, 46.
All their kids.
See, this is what's so weird about this. This is 46 to 64. And then, so it goes from 17 to 20 years. I don't know why they change like that. Not all the generations are the same length. So the lost generations are only 17 years. The
culture, like the culture being changed because,
but
like,
it's got to be something to do because so the lost generation is
Lifespan.
17 years. The greatest generation is no, it's not lifespan because the greatest generation is 26 years. The silent generation is let me see, 17 years. The baby boomer generation is 18 years. No, it's 20 years. 18 years. I'm sorry. It varies from generation to generation.
If you look at the current events that took place at the beginning and end of each of these generations, I guarantee you it lines up with some type of war that's going on in the world and how the economy was shaped around it.
It doesn't line up with any wars, and this is
yes, the baby boomers only existed because of the fact that they were all coming back from like World War II, and you know the parents were like trying to pump them out.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain the X-Geners or the and millennials. Millennials are baby poppers too. So anyway, the next generation after the baby boomers is the X generation from 65 to 80. It's only 15 years long, and there were no wars going on except for Vietnam. Millennials are 1981 to
what about the Korean War?
That was before that. That would have been in the baby boomers era, right after World War II. No, actually, Korea was. So it was World War II. Korea was in the 50s, and Vietnam was in the 60s. It's
60s and 70s.
Yeah, 60s and 70s.
So you're saying that the Korean War. So you're saying the Korean War and the Vietnam War might line up with the production of the Gen Xers. Like
the Korean War would have been with the
15
baby
years later.
boomers. Now, the Korean War would have been with the baby boomers because it was right smack in the middle of the baby boomers. Baby boomers went from 46 to 64. So they're the end of World War II and right smack in the middle of the Korean War, and probably the beginning of Vietnam was the baby boomers. And then the X-Geners came in 65. That's when they were first born, but they didn't even have any influence until later on. It really, even today, X-Geners have.
Well, I'm saying, okay, so what happened before 65? That was Vietnam. All of the people that were coming home from the war from
Vietnam was after 65. Korea
Vietnam
was
started
before.
in 1963.
Yeah. So yeah,
exactly. So think about it. If Gen Xers start in 65, there was people coming home from the war within 2 years of the war
not from
starting.
Vietnam, because not from Vietnam. Vietnam didn't work like that. That's not how we had people deployed. In Vietnam, we didn't really deploy that many Americans.
Yeah, actually, the Vietnam War started in 1955.
Okay, thank you. So that does line up with Gen Xers, like perfectly.
No, Gen X's would be way after. That's 20 years later. Gen
I
X's
mean,
are in
you got to give them
65.
time to like
So-
grow up a
The
little
Vietnam
bit.
War goes from 1955 to 1975.
It's
That's 20 years.
it's always the same way. Gen X's belong to baby boomers. Millennials belong to Gen X's.
Well, who went
Gen Z is
to
belong to
Vietnam War?
millennials.
Who are all the Vietnam vets nowadays? Baby boomers.
No, actually, they're not. They're the silent generation. Yeah, they were in their 20s and 30s when they went. You're thinking of the 18-year-olds who were baby, but they were just kids, and most of them were killed. The ones that lived were the older ones. That's just the simple math. The average lifespan of someone on a Vietnam front was 7 seconds.
You know, I'm just trying to argue with you, right?
No, I'm just telling you, it's how it is. It's and then you still got the millennials, the Z Genners, the alphas, and the betas. The betas
Okay, so
start
if
this year
my
from-
parents were baby boomers, right? My parents were my parents were baby boomers. What year did you say the baby boomers were? Like 45 to 65 or something like that.
Man, the alpha generation, little tiny generation, the baby boomers are 46 to 64 in here. But when
Yeah,
you look
so
in
my
different
parents were
places, they
baby
change.
boomers.
Yeah, which would make sense. They should be baby boomers. And baby boomers can be the parents of the X Genners, the millennials, and even Z Genners. Because they're still active in the world. Baby boomers are still having babies. The wives aren't, but the daddies are.
Dude, I don't think there's any baby boomers having gen alphas.
You don't
anymore.
think there's 60-year-old men getting 25-year-old women pregnant?
Oh shoot! But that 25-year-old
Yeah.
woman isn't a baby boomer.
Yeah, but the guy is.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And just so you know this, just recently, a 76-year-old woman just had twins.
Weird.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
40-year-old women are getting pregnant 4 times more than ever before in history. 40-year-old women and older are getting pregnant.
Well, when
Successful, healthy births 4 times
Yeah,
more
but
than ever
76
before.
would be way,
Yeah,
way,
because
way
it-
beyond menopause at the age of 76. And then to have twins.
Yeah, so and she was a silent
Do you think she
generation.
was on
wasn't a
fertility
boomer.
drugs?
No, she just got pregnant.
That's
And-
freaky.
And there are a few people who don't go through menopause or go through life change. It's
I'm going
just
through it
different-
right now.
It's just different for different people, and it comes at different times. It's like puberty comes at different times for different people. No, Kirk. So no, actually, when Linda got pregnant for little Joe, she was 36, and they told her it was very dangerous to have a child. We had to have amniocentesis, all kind of shit done. And now it's about 46 is the age they start considering it to be dangerous.
Right? Isn't it weird that it was just normalized for women to give up their whole entire futures and livelihoods and health so they can be young mothers? Like start them off so young, 15,
Well, because
16, get married,
because in
have
the old
babies.
days you had to be young to have babies, or they weren't going to make it. So it's just because of progression of science and medicine and food that it's getting longer and longer and longer. Lifespans are getting longer and longer, and it's more than that. So when I was 16, if I met a woman in her 50s, she looked like she was a woman in her 80s today. So when I meet a woman today who's 50,
that's true.
they're
Men
fine
too.
looking. Yeah, men too, but men can get away with looking older. It's acceptable. For
Yeah,
men to
back
look
in the
older.
day, you'd see somebody that was like 20 years old, but like we think about it all the time. Actually, we'll watch older movies and we'll be like, how old was that person in that movie? And we'll be shocked to find out that we're older than them now than they were in that day and age. But to us,
So-
they look older than us.
Yeah. So yeah, because that's the way age works. So now we're in different generations. You know, someone my age, if you went back just 30 years, would look much, much older than I do. And
You know what?
But I do
They
take care
they're
of myself.
tying
so
that
it
to
helps.
they're tying that to testosterone dipping. Like
Yeah.
in more recent generations, like back then they're saying that men had more testosterone, and nowadays men don't have the levels of testosterone that make them age faster, that make them mature into these like burly cowboy looking men, with the receding hairline when they're 20 years
Actually,
old.
testosterone is good for men as they get older. It keeps their body
Yeah, but
tighter,
it also
stronger.
ages them. It makes
no,
them
it
look
actually
older.
no. The lack of testosterone is what ages you. It's what makes your hair fall out your head. It's what causes wrinkles.
That is
Well,
not true.
it is
Testosterone
true.
makes your hair
That
fall
is-
out.
No, it doesn't. The
Yes, it
no,
does.
No, the less you have, the faster your hair falls out your head. Trust me.
When you
fall on
have
my head,
more
I asked my doctor about it.
testosterone,
I have no,
When you-
my testosterone. Matter of fact, just recently when I was talking to my doctor, she said, I may have to put you on a testosterone pill soon. Most men, once they hit about 55 to 60, have to start taking testosterone medicine.
no, man, I'm telling you myself.
I'm telling you, I'm a guy. Don't argue with
I'm
somebody who
on
already knows
hormones.
this.
I'm on hormones because my hair was falling out. They put me on hormones because I had too high of testosterone as a
Maybe that's
female.
how it is for a female. It's not how it is for a man.
No,
It's how
from
it
what
is.
my doctor told me, testosterone is an androgen. Androgen is what forces your hair to fall out of the top of your head, but forces it to grow out of your face. So men with high
first off-
testosterone have high androgen, and therefore they've got bushy beards. They can grow beards and facial hair all day long, but they're the ones that start going bald on top of their heads faster. If you got higher testosterone, you're going to be thinner on top.
Well, I can show you
fuller
that's
in your
not true
face.
because all my Thai friends have big, thick beards and big, thick heads of hair. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with your genes. So you can go get a testosterone test tomorrow to a guy who's got hair down to his ass, who's in his 60s. And you're going to find out that that's not what's causing any problems. And you can go get his brother who ain't got no hair, who's got the same levels he does. That's not what it is. A lot
It's
of what
because he
causes you to lose your
depleted it.
hair. No,
He
a lot of what
used it
causes
all.
usually your hair is the follicles get plugged up.
Yep.
That's what's
He had
the
an
legit-
overproduction of testosterone
No, it has
earlier in
nothing. It's
his
nothing
years.
to do. I'm telling you, when I talked to my doctor said, you want to keep your hair, you're not going to take these kind of pills. Two things he won't give you testosterone for. One, he said that it makes me angrier, which it does. And he says it keeps your hair from reproducing at a faster rate. It even tells you on the stuff they give you to grow your hair back, if you're taking testosterone medicine, please quit taking it while taking this.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, and most guys have to. And have you not listened to GNC when they got all their testosterone commercials out there where they're selling testosterone all over the place? Because the older you get, the less you have. And it's the same for women. But with estrogen, you lose it as you get older. That's
Well,
what
yeah.
brings on the life cycles. That's what causes the change of life. It's one of the things that lets you know your body's changing. It hasn't. I'm just trying to help educate you on this. That's all. And but you know what? We're going to probably do some stuff with Hims next year as a commercial thing with them. So
Oh boy.
so we'll have them come on and talk.
Well,
about,
they do also have a HERS. They have a department for HERS too.
That's the same company.
Yeah,
and before anybody asks, no, we're not going to be doing any of the other kind of medicine.
And I did ask at the company, and there is not going to be a thems.
Oh my gosh, you're funny.
Yes. Oh, don't you have a song queued up? I know we missed a break. So
I did, yeah, and we were going to go to break about 30 minutes ago.
yeah, so take the bottom of the hour break. It'll be easier. Yes,
All
ladies
right.
and gentlemen, we got to go to break right quick. Yes, we're late. It's Leah's fault we're late. We're going to blame it on Leah.
Sorry. I'm
It's,
feeling fights.
we're blaming it on Leah. But go ahead, take us a break, and we'll be back in 7 or 8 minutes. I'm going to go grab me a snack right quick. I'll be right back. Where's my coffee? Is it
And
still
here we
on?
go, Bobby Helms.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell
rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells time and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in the one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingling feet. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell go gliding in the one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingling feet. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell rock.
Extreme weather moving into the
What if your holidays are more haunted than you think? On Beneath the Hollow Moon, we're playing a haunted holiday quick fire round. Krampus at the door, ghosts at the dinner table, and ornaments that move on their own. Join us for the haunted holiday quick fire round and see just how spooky your season really is.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward.
The Church of Mavis Radio Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
What? What's all this noise about? Hold on, let me put this thing back in my ear where I can hear something.
Hello?
Do 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 do.
Are we in the Twilight Zone yet?
Yeah, there we are. I had the mic hanging over my ear because one of those promos came in loud.
Yeah, Sean Whittington's the last one came in super hot.
Yeah, I think that's what the one it was. It was loud. I was like, damn. Czechoslovakia, man. I had some friends from there, but I ain't seen them in probably 4 or 5 years now. I got a friend over in Poland right now. He's an author. He's originally from Australia. I met him in Los Angeles. It's weird how the world works, huh?
Yeah. Especially when you get to these international contests, you become a press representative for, and then bang, you meet all these people from all over the planet.
I wish we had more representatives for the station in Cali, man. I'm gonna try to get Sean or somebody to come this year to meet me over there. It's easier when there's more people.
Yeah, I'll bet.
One of my friends said, "Can I come?" I said, "Yeah, if you're gonna sleep on the rollout bed and work." He's like, "What do you mean work?" I said, "You don't get to come for free, dude." What do you mean, Jimmy? No, they take good care of me while I'm there. No, I don't pay for anything. I give them. They get a lot of press from us, and John and I are friends. It's a little bit more than just a business relationship. I know. I've told everybody over there before I consider them family. I miss them when I'm not. I wish I could see them more than once or twice a year. I mean, I get to see John every night, and I see Emily, but I miss them. I wish I could see them. I like to harass them. Oh yeah. Besides, they pay me money to harass them or leave us, so that's even better.
Okay. All right, good.
You know what, Frank? I don't know if I have a picture. Ow! Who was that? Did you kill the poor dog?
That's Admiral's opinion. I have no idea why he doesn't like you. Not
Admiral, you don't like Maliva? Admiral Shanley, she's such a sweetheart. Oh, I know. Hating on poor
You want to go outside and chase kitties? He wants to go outside and chase the kitties.
I bet you. If I say that word around mine too, they'll be wanting to go outside and chase it. What's kitty cat? Yeah, man, they'd be all over me. Thank God they're in the front room where they can't hear me. Because I'm not kidding you. If I just say, I can say just get them, and they at the door like, oh, what we gonna get? And we got 2 cats living on the property now. I guess they done taken up living around the property now. So I'll let them bark at them when they're on the balcony, but when they're downstairs, I won't let them mess with them. And it's well, a little funny story. My older one who passed away, Charlie, was almost 18 when he died. And we were out walking one time. We were in Metairie, Louisiana, outside of New Orleans. And he's outside walking with me. And I had him on a leash, but I didn't have him on the leash because he's well-behaved dog. So we come around the corner. There's this big yellow cat. Now, Charlie's a big Chihuahua. He's like 14 pounds, 15 pounds. He's tall, he's like a foot tall. He's more like he's more the size of a Jack Russell than he is a Chihuahua. I often wonder if he had Russell Lane, but he looked just like a Chihuahua. Even the vet said he was 100% Chihuahua. But anyway, long story short, the cat and the dog seen each other. They go full force. I mean, Jay, they took off like rockets headed to each other. Woo! They jump, they collide midair. There's fur and hair and shit flying everywhere. And I heard, and I heard, and then I heard the cat go, yeah, and they hit the ground and they stopped. And I looked, and Charlie's got right through the middle of his, kind of on an angle through the middle of his head. One claw must have caught him and just cut a line through it. And then I look at the cat, and from here down, there's all the fur is just missing. And I look at Charlie, and it's in his mouth. But that was it, though. After that, they were friends. When they seen each other outside, they didn't go after each anymore. That was it. And Charlie had a new respect for cats after that. He's like, wait, they're a little meaner than they look, man.
I forget who said it, but someone described the cat as the cutest animal on the planet as a baby that has razor blades for fingernails.
Well, that's a little Chihuahua. So they got them same little sharp claws. and little Chihuahuas walk on the back of couches. Max used to love to get in the windowsill and chill out and lay out in the windowsill. Matter of fact, I had a little Superman cape and put on around his neck. It was just a towel, but still, he'd lay there and chill like he was underdog, huh? If y'all know who Underdog is, you're old fuckers.
Yeah, I know Underdog.
Yes, because Jay's
there's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Yeah, see, we know Underdog. Yes, Underdog was badass with his little ring.
He was badass.
Yeah.
Who was the voice for that? He was a famous, like, kind of a comedian, character actor back in the day.
A whole nother subject. Marcus writes in and says he thinks Leah she has too much testosterone.
Well, he's not wrong. I actually do. I was tested to have extremely high levels of testosterone, and that's why I have a hormonal imbalance, and that's why I take spironolactone.
That's why guys take testosterone, right? So they can build muscle.
Wally Cox.
I don't
was
only
the
have
voice
high
of Underdog.
testosterone, I have high everything. High estrogen, high androgen, high progesterone. All of my hormones were extremely elevated.
Look, 1091.
But the high testosterone is why I was starting to, my hair was falling out of the top of my head and I was growing hair out of my chin and I was getting acne.
You're growing out of
That-
your nose and stuff and out of your back and stuff.
Yes. I mean, all over. My pubes got thicker, like everywhere except for the top of my head. I was growing hair out of my body, but my hair on top of my head was becoming thin.
You know, it's weird too, because guys these days most guys I know don't even have a lot of body hair. When I was young, every guy I knew was like he had a forest. Today, hardly any guys got hairy.
Because of
they're not just not hairy. It's a change in a generation, is what it is. We're changing. We're just biologically.
maybe
changing.
it's evolution.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a form of evolution. It's we're just moving along.
Speaking of imbalanced hormones, I'm gonna order me some Taco Bell.
Oh, I love Taco Bell.
Oh man,
Taco
Taco Bell's gross. Look, I managed for Taco Bell. I would tell you all the secrets about it, but then she'd have to order food somewhere else. So I get
Grab me one of them grilled cheese burritos.
I'm gonna turn my mic off.
Yes. So
she knows we're gonna fuck with her order.
yeah, because we'll 5 Mexican pizzas, extra sour cream and guacamole.
I'll take 5
I want one of
grilled
them
cheese burritos.
Yeah, I want one of them too. Them are good.
But anyway, there's Underdog, and the voice was Wally Cox.
Wally Cox. I am Underdog. Yes, it's man, we're gonna have to smack this witty person around, man. I can tell. Just like yeah, see that side backward slap, man. Jesse James marvels at the dark sky. So what are you telling me, Jesse James? You're a moron? Well, it's just the way you said it. There ain't nothing wrong with dark sky parks. I like them. I go anytime I get a chance. Go hang out. No, she's what's her name? You know, Evil N. No, that's not her name. Damn. No, look at Leah. That's her. Look from the side. I can't think of her name though. She's I see her face, but I can't think of her name. Damn. Sally, y'all don't even have. I mean, you live on the other side of the world where there's not as much oxygen and the gravity's funky and wonky and stuff. And you know, Australians, that's why they grow this way instead of this way. Reese, I was just picking this out. I got a lot of friends in Australia. I said, I wish I could get down there to see some of them. I really do. I think I have friends in every province they have. And in most of their big cities, and even some of the small. Matter of fact, I got a standing offer. There's a opal mine. I forgot where it was, and it's an underground town. All the rooms are underground. They even got a little UFO hotel there and stuff. And but the bar and everything's underground. The food and the market. It's inside of an opal mine. Yeah, it's cool. All the walls got opals all up in them and shit.
Hello. How you doing? Good. How are you? Good.
Yeah. Is she cute? Maybe is she cute? We can't, y'all.
This is Allison.
Hello, Allison. How are you? You're live to 4 million people.
Yeah, I'm on a podcast right now.
She's like, what?
Podcasting, driving, and getting food.
Yes, I'm gonna have to send a bill.
Get us anything.
I know she's so wrong, man.
I'm gonna have to get that door dashed all the way to what? Louisiana and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
You got it.
He's closer to you than I am. That's it's maybe we should do a show where everybody
Uber
goes out
Petey
and
hat.
orders down.
I wouldn't mind having one of them. I like hats.
Christopher, no, I don't DoorDash. No, I get I pay for the monthly service, yeah. So I don't have to pay fees or delivery fees or anything. Because if you don't, they charge you a fee, whatever the fee is for, and a delivery fee.
Hey, let me tell you something. I went to order pizza, right, from my local Pizza Hut. And I come to find out that they don't have their own delivery drivers anymore. Pizza Hut here is using DoorDash as their delivery people.
Yep.
And the $5 fee that they charge, that doesn't even, I mean, some of that goes towards the DoorDash fee that they're paying to use DoorDash, but not all of it, right? Domino's, they still have their own drivers. So
Domino's still charges you $5 for delivery anyway. You might as well use DoorDash.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'd rather I didn't choose either of them. I went local. There's a local pizza place here called Spinners. They don't use DoorDash and they don't charge a driver's fee. Whatever you pay in tip goes to the driver. They don't charge this extra fee just because you're having it delivered. So
yeah, my go-to place is Arturo's, and it's owned by a nice little family, and they make a good pie. They have Mexican food there. They have Italian food there. They have Mediterranean food there, like a falafel and what do you call it, gyros and stuff like that. So, and they're the same thing. They're delivery drivers. You give them $5, it goes in their pocket, not the stores.
yeah, the delivery fee should go to the driver. And that was one of my first questions.
So when you drive for DoorDash, you get whatever your tip is, plus whatever your mileage and thing is. So it can be anywhere from $3 to $11 plus the tip. You know, usually a delivery takes all of about 20 to 30 minutes. I mean, if you're doing 2 an hour, you're making 30, 35, $40 an hour. I'll tell you what Walmart does down here. I asked a girl when she delivered my groceries the other day, I said, what do they give you? She said they give me 11. If I shop, I get $11 a delivery plus the tip. So she says she does 3 deliveries an hour. That's $33 an hour plus tip. Now I usually tip them $5 or $6. Some people tip them 10 because I got to haul groceries upstairs and all. But regardless, that's $50 an hour. You know, $45 an hour. It's not bad money, but you're not getting it all the time. And if you don't shop, they give you $9 for 3 deliveries plus your tip. So if all you got to do is go have them put it in the car. You don't even put it in the car. You just take it out the car. You let them put it in the car. They give you $9. You do 3 deliveries plus whatever your tip is. So that still comes out to probably about $20, $22. And you don't have to do anything.
Is that standard state to state? Is that the same price no matter what state you're in?
No. I bet you it's higher because we're talking about Mississippi prices.
Yeah,
Mississippi is
higher
a
per
minimum,
region, I'm sure.
Because Mississippi's a minimum of 12% cheaper than any state in the union.
Mississippi is like
it's probably 50% higher up here, at least, if not double.
No, you'll probably see if it's 11 here, Pennsylvania, you probably see about 15 or 16.
I don't have my phone here. I forget what the fees are. I mean, it's like outrageous, like $18 to deliver, like, you know, a McDonald's meal for 2 people. It's really disgusting.
Now, if you use DoorDash fee is the same nationwide, $9.95 a month. And if you use that, there are no delivery fees and there's none of those setup fees or store fees. So all you pay for is the food and whatever you tip them. And that's the way I like to do it. And since now I'm over 55, yeah, that's how I do it at DoorDash. And since I'm over 55, I don't even have to pay $9.95. Just like Walmart, they cut you a break if you're over 55 and you pay half price. So I pay like $5 on both of them for deliveries. So, and you know, I get deliveries from Walmart.
We'll start doing some type of delivery.
I get DoorDash to deliver quite a bit of stuff, but I don't have a car right now. There are some things I would go get, like pizzas. If I get it from Brooklyn, my favorite pizzeria in the area, they don't use DoorDash and they don't have their own people. They use some shit called Toast, and they want $9 for the delivery fee. Now the pizza, granted, is it's only like $17 or $19 for like a 40-inch pepperoni, but still, you know, if I go pick it up, I save $10 for the fee, $9 for the fee, and $6 for the, I save $15 if I go, and it's 3 minutes from my house. Yeah, so that's worth going to pick it up. But sometimes I don't want to go anywhere. Like if I want something from Babylon's, I want one of those really good dripping roast beef sandwiches. They're $15, but if I get it through DoorDash, I only pay the $15 and whatever I want to tip the guy. You know, and since it's only like 4 blocks away, he ain't getting that big of a tip. Yeah. It's but it's worth it. I don't have to get up, I don't have to get dressed. Or like when I'm on air, sometimes I'll if I like, you know, like when we do late night, sometimes Monday night, I'll actually order food and have it set up to deliver when I get off air. I'll have it delivered to the house at 1:30 in the morning. And from one of the local clubs that make food at night. It's the only thing I miss about New Orleans. There are so many places to eat in New Orleans. I mean, and
See, I need to know what that's like.
DoorDash.
I mean, I know what it's like. It's from.
It's kind of like that in New York. You can pretty much get any kind of thing you need 24/7. Down here,
Not around
where
here.
I am, there's not much after like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. There's not much from anything from DoorDash, Uber Eats, or anybody that delivers food.
Well, the problem for cities like New York and even some of the other cities is they usually close at midnight. They close their bars usually at midnight on weekdays and 2 or 3 a.m. on the weekends. Well, the problem with that is everything else closes with them because if they're not open, nobody's out. Everybody's home. Down here, the bars are open 24/7, so you never know. It's why the French Quarter's always got somebody in it because there's always somewhere to drink and eat. Because it's like the Alibi. The Alibi is a bar that was specifically designed for when all the other people that work in the city and the metro area get off from work can go hang out and eat and chill and relax with other people from the industry. So you go in there from like 3 a.m. till 9 a.m. Everybody in the place is going to work at some bar or some restaurant or both that are in there eating. And it's really cool because you get to meet everybody. I got to eat many, many nights for free when I was partying all the time because I met all these different people that worked at all these different restaurants. And besides, I was a hoe when I was young. What can I say? Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I was bad. What can I say?
Do you have any kids you don't know about?
No, I don't have any I don't know about, but I got 4 or 5 that I do know about that I don't live with me, if that's what you're asking. Yes. Girls like to have my babies. What can I say?
Weird.
And they paid me for it too.
I don't know about that. What?
Back then, yes, I was getting paid for that stuff back in the day. I get whatchamacallit fees now. When you're good, you're good. What can I tell you? When you experience essence of me, that's how it is. What's that?
Joe.
Stephanie, what you saying? You better behave yourself, Stephanie. You too young, girl. I hurt you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd have to put Sean on you. Yeah. I'm just. No, Micah. No, we were bad when we were young. I couldn't help it. I was very rebellious. I mean, come on. My dad died when I was 16. I was pissed at the fucking world. Yeah, I was pissed, and I was.
That's the only thing really keeping me here on this planet is knowing that my son would be so sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I got in a lot of trouble too. My mom was still around. I got in a lot of trouble. I was fucking pissed. Well, first thing was, I was like 2 days after he died, I went to church and told everybody in church to go fuck themselves. And that God was blank, blank this and blank, blank that and blank, blank this. And I was pissed. And then one of my best friends was just like 2 days before I turned 16. It's still 15 actually at the time. And I walked in and told everybody off in the church. I knew the priest and the choir people and all them personally. I dated one of their daughters. One of their friends who had just gotten killed just a couple of weeks earlier was a good friend of mine. I was prominent in a bunch. I used to teach on Wednesdays, and I was fucking pissed. And I said, you know what? Fuck all y'all. I wouldn't join the devil worship cult for about 2 years, actually. And they were out in the field having some wild party one night, burning shit, burning goats and stuff. And I was like, I said, y'all don't take this the wrong way, but you're fucking dumber than the Christians are. And I just walked out of the middle of the woods and walked on home. And never seen any of them ever again after that. Met some necromancers and messed around with them. Met probably his great-great-great-grandson who's introduced me to Larivo's great-great-great-grandson. And that was an interesting experience. Sex magic is like, wow. I mean, it is like, wow. That's all I can tell y'all. Music is always good. Music is always good. Let me see. Ow.
Oh, there's two.
You,
Just one. Okay.
You're back. You were off in Neverland. So you were froze like with just expression like, I am coming for you, die, earth scum, die. Yeah, you just want to tear it off. I know what you want. You bad up there, 1090. Carly, I mean, I was, as a kid, it was, and then when I came back my first time from in the Navy, I was 19. I was just insane. I was not just 19, my friend. I was 19, solid muscle from head to toe. Oh yeah, just came out of Special Forces training. I liked to dance. Used to go out and actually do dance competitions. Actually won quite a lot of money dancing.
So were you in the Marines and the Navy?
No, I was what they call SPSP, Special Forces in the Navy.
What's that? Oh, Navy?
Oh, it's.
I thought you were in the Marines.
No, it was top secret. No, the Marines work for the Navy. Why would I go be part of the Marines when they work for the Navy? They,
I just remember they were in the Marines.
No. I was. What happened to me is that I was in boot camp, and I had done a couple of things that my commander took an eye to, and he said, I know you're going off to tech school, he said, but I would like you to go out for this program. And at the time, I didn't know what it was, and I said, sure. And so he talked to my commander. My commander said, all right, well, why don't we go ahead and rush the graduation up until the time, and then I could spend 2 weeks with them and come back and do the parade for my graduation. Take 2 weeks off duty in New Orleans and then go back to school. So that's what I did. So he sends me out of training. First training we did was 5 days floating around the middle of the Pacific fucking Ocean. Had no idea where we were. All we had was the clothes that we were wearing and nothing else. And 5 days floating around. And then we did 16 days in a swamp. And then we spent 2 weeks in prisoner of war camp twice. Which is a horrible experience. The only way I can explain it. And then lots of other training for lots of other things, learning how to everybody in the Navy is a trained firefighter and a trained medic, and the fact that they always has to know CPR. Everybody knows. You can't graduate boot camp if you're not. It's just part of it because you got to rely on a guy next to you. And then after that, I did a duty tour, which is classified. And then I was sent back to the ship. Actually, no, I did 2 duty tours and then a break, then a tour. And then I was sent to the Nimitz while I was awaiting more training or other duty. And while I was on the Nimitz, I fucked up in reverse and fixed a missile on a jet that was getting ready to take off because they told me it would be hours and it would shut down the carrier launch for hours. And I fixed it in 5 minutes. So the commander of the carrier asked to see me because he wanted to know how I did it. And I told him, he said, well, we've been having a problem with a radar in here, one of our sophisticated high-end radar systems. You think you could fix it? And I said, what's wrong? And he told me, I said, well, probably. And he left, went and did his thing, and I went and did. And then actually, a few days had passed in between. It was about a week passed before I had seen him. But when I got out there, I did my thing, and I took everything, shut everything down, took everything apart. And I was running my hand along the wire casing, and I felt a nick in the wire casing. That's all it was. And the wire every now and then would just bump the shielding and short it out. And the ship would move or list, and it would move away from it. And then sometimes it would push it back, and it would short it out. Well, that in combat, that's not a fucking good thing with bombs blowing up and shit. You can't have the radar system shutting off. So I fixed it, and I put it all back together. And he came back to get his drink. He had forgot. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm done. He said, what do you fucking mean you're done? He said, Joe, do you know how many techs have looked at this? And for some reason, he liked calling me Joey. I don't understand why. But he said, Joe, you know how many techs looked at this? I said, I don't know. He looked over at this guy. He goes, Marshall, how many? He said, this year, 11. He said, since I've been on the carrier, about 50. And I said, dude, it's fixed. So he turned on the system. I go over there and start kicking on it. He's getting pissed now because I'm kicking the shit out of it. I'm like, it's fixed. You're going to knock it out of line. I said, no, there's nothing in here that's in alignment that's going to fail. So I said, and then I turned it off and opened it up and pulled the casing aside and showed him what the problem was. He said, you're fucking kidding me, right? I'm like, no. I said, it was a nick in a wire. He said, you're telling me. He said, do you know how much this ship cost? I said, a lot. It's the USS Nimitz, the flagship. I imagine it's fucking expensive. And he goes, you're telling me that little could have brought this whole carrier down. And I said, I didn't design the fucking thing. And I said, and to be frank, that was a tech error. Somebody nicked that wire. I said, because there's nothing around it to nick it. I felt all around to see what had nicked it. There was nothing there. I said, somebody nicked that wire. And if they could have just went back and put a piece of fucking tape on it, but they didn't. And I said, all I did was clip it and put a connector on it, a compression connector, so it wouldn't break loose. And he's like, oh. Then after that, they had other weird shit they were having problems with on planes and stuff on ships. And I spent like the next couple of weeks fixing shit. And that's when the captain asked to see me. And I was like, oh, I'm getting thrown off. Apparently, I pissed somebody off. You know, I was a rent-a-car at the time, was E4. So I was like, you don't get to see the captain for jack shit unless your ass is fired. And I got in there and he starts talking to me. He starts telling me about the number 1 and number 2 in command. He's like, they both really like you. I said, you're really good at what you do. He said, what's your original MOS? I said, I was TC special. And he said, what are you doing here? I said, well, my AOS was advanced avionics, advanced electronics. He said, let me get this right. You did special forces and advanced electronics? I said, yeah. He's like, wow, okay. And he goes, well, he said, he said, I don't know how long you're gonna be on the ship, but we're gonna go ahead and take you. He said, because you have to be this rank to be you have to be at least a Lieutenant JD to be in a conning tower full time. So he said, all right, but he said, you've been around for a while. He said, I'm just gonna make you a full lieutenant. And when the paperwork first came in, it said LG, and then it said full lieutenant LT. And I was like, okay, so then I just fixed shit for a while. And then I remember my captain calls me. I had to go up to the bridge to take the call. He says, okay, we got a duty in Saudi Arabia. And then we're headed over to somewhere in Europe. Get your shit packed. Which McCall's going to be flying out in the morning. You'll be on a flight. I'm like, okay, that's my job. I'm packing up. Commander comes and he comes and knocks. I had my own room at this point because I had been promoted to a lieutenant a while earlier back. He said, where are you going? I said, you going on leave? I'm like, no. He said, that's what he said. He said, I ain't seen no paperwork on my desk. You're going on leave? I said, no. I said, TCL called me. I said, I got to go back. He said, have you talked to the captain? I'm like, no. He said, Joe, you better talk to the captain. He said, I don't think he's letting you go back. I'm like, what do you mean? That's my MOS. That's who I'm assigned to. Technically, I'm assigned to the USS Nimitz, but I hadn't been attached to the River Rebel Squadron yet, which means I was floating, which means I was tied to TCS, so they could do what they wanted to do with me. And then I know later that day, I had to go see the captain. Captain said, you're not going anywhere. You know that, right? He said, let me ask you something. He said, do you really want to go? He said, that's what you want to do? He said, you get shot at all the time, have to kill people, and they're sleeping. She said, is that what you really want to do? I said, no. I said, I got just drug into that because of being born in the fucking bayou. And he started laughing. And he says, because I'm going to keep you here. And he said, if you stay another year with me here, I'll promote you to lieutenant commander. And sure enough, he fucking did. And I don't know how he did it because those two were that close together. And I didn't have to go in front of the mask, which I don't know how you pull that off either. Because usually it's like getting your construction license. You always got to go in front of a board and they ask you a bunch of questions and make sure you're ready for the position. He said, no, these are field commissions. You don't have to do that. I was like, really? It's like, okay. And I had a good time with the Nunes. I got a lot. I met a lot of people. And yes, Jesse, they were 2,000 women on board the ship. Well, about 1,800, actually. 5,000 guys and about 1,800 women.
Hey, there he is.
It's Paws, man. It's Santa Paws. What's up, Santa Paws?
Santa Dexter.
Not much, guys. How is everybody?
We're doing pretty good.
He had to go do his gig as a Chippendale, guys. That's all. Calm down.
Hi, Leah.
Yeah. No, but I mean, and then next thing I know, time's up. Time to go home. Back to civilian life.
She'll be back in a sec, Sean. She's in between striptease shows for the audience. She's just installed a new brass pole and all, and she's been scaring. I mean,
and she said she picked up some Taco Bell to smear all over the place. So.
Yeah,
let's not forget about that. And this witty 1091 person here said something about she's gonna hurt all three of us. I'm not sure what's going on with that either. A little bit on the scary side. Leah's playing multiple.
I haven't even broke into the Taco Bell yet.
Damn it! Somebody call some help. Leah's split in two again. Damn it!
I know, man.
She
is a schizoid, spitzoid, man. Kick her out the damn studio. Get out of here, woman. There we go. Just kick your ass out of here. No, Jeb, really and truly. No, we're going to take a bake at the bottom now. No, thanks for asking that. We took one at the bottom now this time, so the next one we'll take at the bottom now.
I heard you had a hot date, Sean.
Yeah, baby.
Two sets of twins. One set is 22 years old. The other set is 23 years old.
Sets.
Are those your daughters?
Oh my God, he's not a pedophile, man. Oh my God.
No, I'm saying, like, did he go on a father and daughter like birthday
No,
or
yeah,
something?
yeah. He went on a daddy date. Yeah, the baby. She said, "Hey, daddy, what you gonna buy me? What you gonna give me?" And that's the kind of
It
daddy.
was a sugar daddy date.
He was on a daddy date, baby. With,
So
with
what are
four
you
ladies.
trying to
Making
do
it
to me?
blush. Look,
I know she's calling you a petty man. I don't know what we're gonna do with her.
making it blush.
I mean, Lord have mercy.
You call
Next
me
thing,
oh.
next thing, she's
look
was
at
saying you
what-
look like Bill
there,
Clinton and
I
shit.
didn't say they were 20s. I just said you were on a hot date.
With his daughter, that's calling him a petty man. What are you talking about?
Well, that's not pedophile. That's what do you call?
Oh, incest.
Why, Leah?
Yeah.
And
I
love
hope my
you
son
too.
grows up and
But-
takes me on dates. I want my son to grow up and be like,
You know,
"Hey,
Leah,
mom,
Leah,
I
Leah,
got
it's
a
not-
dinner
no.
booked for us."
Some things we just don't need to know about, Leah. Let's just keep that to yourself.
I don't mean like a romantic date. I mean
Oh,
like
we don't want to know, man. We don't want to know. It's just
weird.
Gary knows. Denise, we're
People are
actually
weird.
looking. We've been looking for another female for the show because we always pick on Leah. It's not fair that we always pick on Leah.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a couple ladies try. I mean, it's not the easiest group of people hanging out, and we are looking for one more male host too. Yeah. What do you mean 17? Get the fuck out of here. 17 what? 17-year-old guy couldn't have.
Oh, hey, Mitch.
You know, I might bring my
That's
my
true.
grandson on to come host with me every once in a while on one or two of the shows. He's into new age pretty good. Might let him come on. But no, he's good looking. Yeah, he's a good looking guy. No, I don't think I have any pictures on the computer of him. I made it on one of the phones, but he's on one of my Facebook pages. Yeah. The grandkids are, the kid is. Actually, my son, both the boys, Timmy and Sam, they look a lot alike. No.
That's funny.
Technically, they're step grandkids, yes. My
I
son
just
has
read
Danny. Hey, Sean, why'd you throw Leah out like that?
What'd you do, man?
Man, that was cold, dude. Would you just kick her in the
I
ass?
didn't
or
throw
something?
Leah out.
Oh,
I
we
didn't-
just seen you, man. We just seen you throw her out.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
There she is.
Good. Oh, man, you kicked her out again, man.
I just read the comment.
Did I
bet Leah could knock someone
Did I throw
out.
you out, Leah?
could
Did I
knock
throw
somebody
you
out.
out?
No, it's because I'm on a cell phone, and if I hit the wrong button, it just kicks me off.
Okay.
Yeah,
So thank
we know what it really is. We're
you,
not going to
Leah,
say
for
that.
sticking up for me.
What is it, Josh? You mean like Josh Wheaton? No, pussy.
Love the haircut, Leah.
Isn't that the
Like
guy
the
from
haircut.
Star Trek? What's that?
Something about a haircut or something. Looks
Oh
like-
no, my hair's still my hair's all here still. I just have it going to the other direction than I usually do.
Yes, she's
Everybody's breaking up.
yeah, we have a little breakup going on. What do you mean, Reese? No, oh, you mean when I was talking about Jay with about people out in LA? Well, it's funny. We got directors in California, but most of them are in Northern California, not in Southern California or mid California. Yeah.
I'm in Southern PA.
No, it would be nice to have some people there because it's we had a couple hosts there, but
Yeah,
they
you are.
retired. But it'd be nice to have a couple there
Tell
because
you
it's
what,
a lot of work.
Joe, where Jay lives in Pennsylvania, all you hear in the background is you hear banjos where Jay lives.
Goats and sheep and shit. Yeah. I'm in South Central PA. I'm in dead center, bottom of the state.
Yeah. What's that, Christopher? Oh, where all the horse manure drains to? No, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh
about
my
that.
God. Twice a year they lay manure in all the fields. All the Mennonites do, and it smells literally like horse shit for like a week.
Kind of like what Roswell smells like every once in a while when all the cows come through.
Exactly. Or Arizona, if you go near the horse and cow farm area, like out in Gilbert.
Denise, I haven't I've been in New York City, and it's been a little while. I haven't been to Jersey in a while because New Jersey is a fucking ripoff.
Mm.
Oh no, dude! It's been a while since I was lecturing
Why
in New
is that,
Jersey
Joe?
last time on the subject because it's just like outrageously expensive. We stopped one time. This was when I was still smoking. I ain't smoked a cigarette in almost 17 years. We stopped to get a pack of cigarettes on the interstate up there. It was $11 17 years ago.
Yeah.
You can imagine what the fuck they are
Wow.
now. I was like,
In
yeah, you can
Maryland,
keep them.
Marlboros are like $14 a pack.
Yeah, they're $5 a pack down here, but no, I quit. I just up and quit. Yep, said fuck it. Everybody was stunned. They said, nope, no more of these nasty bitches. I'm done with this.
Well, you know how much they sell a carton of Marlboros for up here in Pennsylvania? $130.
Jesus. I'd long quit smoking, man. Fuck that. They better get. I wouldn't even pay that for weed, man. Shit. What's that, Jack? No, indeed, nah, man. Weed's cheap. Actually, I mean, Kirby, if I really wanted to be a pothead, I would just move to a state where you could grow it. Yeah, I'd put up about 50 plants and be weeded out all the time. Freeze a couple of 100 pounds, get a deep freeze. Yeah, freeze it out. Well, today it's legal in 48 states. It's legal in some form in 48 states. Texas is one of the states it is not legal in. And they will arrest you in Texas. Yes, it is not legal in Texas.
It will get you.
Depending on what part of Texas is in, it could be as small
What's
as
the deal
a 200.
in Pennsylvania, Jay?
Y'all got
Medical only. Shapiro is still trying to get it. I don't think he's going to get it at the end of this year. We don't have any votes coming up, but probably it will be on the ballot in the midterms. I'm thinking 2026 next year.
It's illegal in Iowa. Like illegal. You're not allowed to have it. But Illinois, it's legal for medical and recreational. And I live right on the border of Iowa and Illinois. And it was similar to this when I lived in Idaho. Except I lived in the state where it wasn't legal. Washington, it was legal. Idaho, it was not. Anyway, I live in Illinois. And when I was smoking and I'd go to the dispensary, I would see in the parking lot, 85 to 90% of all the cars in the parking lot were there from the state that it was illegal to have it in. You're not supposed to cross state lines with it either. And but a lot of the people that are coming here are from the other state because you see it on their license plates. And I don't know. I think it's instances like that which are someday going to force federally legalizing it because they're not doing anything to enforce the state laws already. They're not doing anything to enforce the legality of it in one state versus the other.
You know why they won't change the laws? Because right now the Fed can go into any state that has marijuana, seize all the money, seize all the marijuana. Ain't a fucking thing anybody can do about it because it is a Scheduled I drug and it is completely and utterly illegal in the federal government. And since the
why are they arresting all these people?
They do all the time. They arrest people all the time. We just don't hear about it because the press don't want you to know about it. But they arrest people all the time. And
if that were the case, they would not be showing up in droves to continue purchasing it for years and years. They're
going to keep doing it because it's not. You can't put everybody in jail for marijuana. It's too many of us. It's just too many. They
could. The cost would be.
They want to pick
on what they can do and what they have been doing is. So let's say Leah decides I'm going to go to Rocky National Park and I'm smoking a joint. And a cop comes up and sees you. You're fucking going to jail because it's illegal because you're on federal property. So you cannot use. I don't care if you bought it legally or not. If you're on federal property, you are breaking the law and you will go to jail. And they have put lots of people in jail since pot's become legal. Like Colorado, people go to jail all the time in Colorado because they're in a park, sitting there watching a view, toking a joint. Cop says, "What are you doing? You didn't see the thing that said federal park on the front gate? You're going to jail."
So that's where I think digitalized currency is also going to come into play when it comes to like social credit scores and CBDCs, where when people's currency becomes digitalized, they're going to be able to track not only where they live, but where they're going to make their purchases. right?
You don't think they can't do that already now? They absolutely can with cash or card money.
It takes
doesn't
a
matter.
lot more footwork though to trace a tracking number or on a piece of bill, on a piece of money, on a piece of
If you're
money.
using your bank's ATM card linked to your account, they know where you purchase everything. Doesn't matter who it is. Your bank knows, and they, by law, if they are given a warrant, they have to give up the info.
Dispensaries don't take cash. Not here anyway.
They take cash. Where we are.
No, dispensaries don't take
cards.
debit.
Yeah,
They
you
only
had it right.
take
You just
cash.
said it backwards. Yeah.
No, ours take
Yeah.
both. They won't take Federal Credit Union, but they will take bank ATM cards.
See, no states I've been in so far will take anything.
There's an ATM there in the building, so I mean that ATM would be able to track who's taking cash out of the building that's located inside the dispensary, and I guarantee
the best thing to do is get your cash somewhere else, at your bank or at another ATM, and then use that cash to buy your weed, and then they won't know. But
eventually, I feel
they will
like
know anyway because they have to put your driver's license number in when you buy the weed. So there's no way around it. They're gonna track it.
No, exactly. So what's stopping the police or the federales or whatever you want to call them to park their car on the border of the illegal
Because
state?
it's called profiling and it's illegal.
Yeah, they'll get off on that. So, and they do that. I was just talking about the other night when I got stopped in Wichita, Texas, because I was driving a New York car coming from Colorado.
Sure enough,
they stopped us, and he even told us. He said that's why you get stopped, because you had New York tags. You know, he tried to say it was because we were doing 76, but when I busted him and said no, we were doing 73, I can show you on GPS. You know, he came clean, and that's why I eventually got my money back. But
I got pulled over in North Dakota for the same thing.
You know, they want to know, you know, what you're doing there. And Wichita, Texas is it's not Wichita, Kansas. It's Wichita, Texas. It's just as bad, man. Wichita, Texas is a shithole. And they wanted me to come back to sign this thing so they could take it off my license. I said, fuck it. I said, it's not that important. Well, they stopped me and a friend of mine coming back from Colorado and harassed the living shit out of us. Oh, yeah, man. No, they fined him $179 for possession and then threw the weed in the trash. I got stopped in New Mexico coming in. Didn't have anything in the car. Wasn't doing anything. I was going to see a friend of mine in Roswell.
Pennsylvania, whenever it comes close to the 4th of July, West Virginia, they sell the real fireworks. And if you are from Pennsylvania, go into West Virginia and buy the real fireworks and bring it back onto Pennsylvania, that they can arrest you there.
Yeah, it's called bootlegging. But that's not the only thing you can do. You can't bring cigarettes across state lines. You can't bring alcohol across state lines. All that's considered bootlegging. People don't know that because you don't really think about it. But if a state trooper stops you and he puts up a beer can or a bottle of liquor in your car and it's got a state stamp from a different state, you're fucking bootlegging. You can go to jail.
Yep.
You're not allowed to bring. Yeah, you're not allowed to bring it across state lines. Matter of fact, they gave me some shit at the airport because I brought a bottle of Crown back from LA to New Orleans. And I'm like, dude, it's Crown Royal. I can buy Crown Royal fucking any place. And he's like, yeah, but you know, Joe, it's good. And I was like, I know all about the state tag. I said, but this is in flight. So he's like, all right, well, since it's in flight, we'll let it go. Because technically it never actually touched any other states because I was in the air. But still, if they want to be dicks about it, they can.
I thought you had to have a, if it's a bottle, was it one of those tiny little like 1 ounce bottles?
Yeah, there's this bottle right here.
I thought that you had to have like lower than a certain amount of liquid volume in anything that you're carrying on.
Not actually no more. And this wasn't on the plane. This was in my luggage. This was actually in my luggage. Let's take a sniff.
That's going on your plane, on the plane though, right?
It smells like Crown Royal.
Why were they going through all my luggage saying like you can't have this bottle of stuff with you? You have to put it in a smaller bottle.
You see this mic right here? This mic right here. Have you ever seen my snowball mic, my big white one? So when I put them in my luggage, every time they open up my luggage to look at them. If I put them on my onboard baggage and bring them with me, every time they pull me in the side and double scan them thinking they're a bomb. This thing right here. Yeah, this thing right here is the stand. And it's got a weight inside of the bottom of it. They think it's some kind of like plastic explosive or some shit.
And it's got a wire connected to it. It looks like it's probably like a few.
Every time I don't even bring it with me anymore. I just bring the overhead now because I'm like, oh, fuck y'all. Or I bring the little handheld because I got tired of it. Got to be aggravated. I'm like, come on. And,
Coming up on the bottom of the hour.
I shared this bottle of Crown, half a bottle of Crown drink, with 6 millionaires and an almost millionaire. And Riders of the Future, the very first year I ever went, it was the year after COVID. It was a dual year, so there was a bunch of people. There was 48 winners instead of 24 winners. And it was insanity is what it was. But the top 3 artists, illustrators in our country drank from that bottle. The guy who wrote A Stranger Tide, which is the Caribbean movies, by the way, drank from that bottle. The guy who wrote Dune or helped write Dune drank from that bottle. And the guy who helped write Ender's Game. Pretty serious collection. That's why that bottle sits there now.
Was it empty?
Nope, it's half full.
Well, you got some self-restraint, Joe.
What? Drinking's not hard for me anymore. It hasn't been a long time, but like I was talking about it, I haven't had a sip of alcohol in over 2 years. But I went when my son was born. I was 23. I quit drinking for 7 years, and then I started drinking pretty heavy for a couple of years until that incident with that cop, and then I quit after that until only drank after that when I wanted to drink. And the problem for me is like I was telling Jay earlier, I drive a lot, so trying to I don't want to drink and drive. Look, after my wife said, "Oh, he was a skinny black cop," and I said he was a big, fat, white, redneck, racist cop, and it turned out to be a tall, skinny black cop. I meant I was pretty drunk that night, so no more after that. I said no more drinking and driving. We're not gonna have that anymore. But yeah, sometimes I drink. I'll drink 4 or 5 times a year. Like I went to see Dragon Con a couple years back. I stopped and seen some friends, had some drinks, drank a little bit at Dragon Con. Met this bartender that made the best whiskey sour I've ever had in my life.
Did it have egg in it? Egg white?
I don't know what the hell it had in it. I wasn't watching it. No, it probably did because the real ones do.
Hey.
She made this son of a bitch thing was fabulous. A real White Russian has egg in it.
Yeah. So the reason that there's egg white in the what is it called? In the whiskey sour, it's an emulsifier and it helps kind of froth it up a little bit. It makes it like it binds it all together in a way that keeps
she made
it
a hell of a drink. Though.
Yeah, you put just one egg white or maybe just half an egg white.
Yeah, she
You
made
don't even
such a
need
good
that. All you
whiskey
need
sour.
is you make your own sweet and sour mix. It's sugar water basically. You don't use the stuff that they give you at the bar. Make that sweet and sour mix they give you at the on the rail. That stuff is just all sugar. But you get the right kind of sugar mix in your water. It's very easy to make. That was our specialty at the Elks Lodge. Me and my friend, his cousin, and I were the top bartenders there. And every once in a while, we would run a special on whiskey sour night, and he would bring in his own sour mix that we would use the whole night.
Uh-oh.
I like the whiskey
Right time,
sours. It
guys,
makes
or
it the egg makes it smooth.
You're gross.
Come here. Hey, you pull that thing out of my ear. Give it here.
You're telling me, Sean, that you never drank just a raw egg
Ugh,
just for the heck of it?
No, God, no, I haven't, Leah. No, not at all.
Well,
Not
one
at
time
all.
I've seen it happen before. So I was like, what's the worst that could happen? I had an egg left over that I didn't use for my,
Get sick.
for my baking. And so I swallowed it. I swallowed the whole egg. I didn't mix it or anything. I just gulped it right down.
Yeah.
Did the Rocky theme song play when you're doing it? Did the Rocky theme song play while you were sucking that egg down?
It was like
going up.
What? Oh yeah, the Eye of the Tiger song.
Yeah.
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 It's about time we should go on break, yeah, Joe?
So Jay, what song do you have
take
for
us
break
out.
here, buddy?
Take us out, baby.
This is gonna be
Hello, everyone.
Brenda Lee.
off.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, any last wish before you die, yo? Reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, fill your claw, you son of a bitch. Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
What if your holidays are more haunted than you think? On Beneath the Hollow Moon, we're playing a haunted holiday quick fire round. Krampus at the door, ghosts at the dinner table, and ornaments that move on their own. Join us for the haunted holiday quick fire round and see just how spooky your season really is.
Still not back. Well, we'll do a couple more. The Church of Mavis Radio Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans. Well,
Say,
I
what
guess we'll
time
just
are
have
we
to wait
going
on
to
Joe.
today?
Huh?
That's okay. We can. What time are we
Yep.
going to today?
Oh, 10 o'clock. Hey,
10 o'clock?
I gotta say, I'm jealous of your intro. Yours and Sean Haslett's intros are so much better than mine.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much for the compliment, sir.
No problem,
You know,
man. Hey, I do have a
I got
question
it.
about we got Christmas coming up. What have you heard about all this crap happening in Somalia with they're like rounding up Christians and some terrorist gang scooped up 100 schoolgirls today, kidnapped them right out of school.
Really, I did not know that, dude. I
Yeah.
have to. Well, I guess. How'd you find out? Is it in the news or?
Yeah, it was on the Fox was talking about this afternoon. 100
Oh, no.
schoolgirls snatched right up out of their dormitories in broad daylight.
What's this world
Yeah.
coming to, buddy?
Well, for some reason, the Somalis are just slaughtering Christians for being Christian. I don't really understand it.
What's that remind you of? Back in 1940s when Hitler was killing all the Jewish people.
It's
What the fuck, man?
It's got some earmarks there. Did you get your earpiece in there? Did you hear about the 100 Somali Christian schoolgirls that were kidnapped this afternoon in broad daylight right out of their school dormitories?
No, that's the first I've heard of it. It's but I haven't really been watching the news today either.
Apparently, there's a call on Christians in Somalia. They're just going
there has
after
been
them,
that. Trump's been
gathering
bitching
them up
about
and
it.
shooting them.
Yeah, Trump's been bitching about it for a while.
Yep.
And
Hi, Heidi.
the leader of the organization's name is Sean Kelly.
Hey,
No,
Heidi.
for real, that's his real name, Sean Kelly.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
right.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody out there who listens to them six assholes, I am no relation to that Mark Kelly who said that stupid shit the other day.
Oh, Mrs. Pretty Boy. I don't know. They don't now. Trump's saying it's sedition. So
I don't give a shit what he said. I'm not related to that Mark Kelly. I don't want nothing to do
no,
with
I
it.
mean Trump's wanting them brought up on charges of sedition.
Yeah, I think they're about to come up on it.
What's the difference? Can you explain the difference, Joe?
Oh man, don't make me have to work that hard, man.
Sedition is compelling others to not comply with.
Yeah, it's actually using your position to compel others to do things that they would not normally do without you ask them and do forth. It's you know what? I'll go pull it up in a minute. Carolyn, well, first they said treason. To me, it sounds more like an attempted coup, but well, yeah, I mean, you're telling the military to disobey a direct order. What the fuck? And nobody worth his salt in the military is going to delay it. I mean, it'd have to be one whopper of an order. But sending them to go police cities is not an order that you would disobey.
So here's the definition, the dictionary definition from Oxford on sedition.
Good man.
Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch.
Okay.
There you go. And since it's by our
Let's
Congress,
look at treason. Let's look at treason now. Oh, it helps if you spell it right. So treason is from Merriam-Webster dictionary: the offense of attempting to overthrow the government of one's country or of assisting its enemies in war. Well, that kind of fits. If you know, what's one best way to assist your enemies in war? Tell your troops to disobey orders.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
I mean, I don't know. I think bring them up. What's then Jay? Can you look up? Well, what's the penalty for sedition?
It's probably the same as treason, death.
It might be death. Yeah.
Anything that's military related against the commander in chief is probably going to lead to death or lifetime prison. I don't think there's going to be any other choices but those. Trying to overthrow a sitting president is not a good. Hey, Z, how you doing, man?
What is the punishment of sedition? Here's a quick question here. Open up. Come on, you.
Yeah, I mean,
In the Espionage Act of 1917, Section 3 made it a federal crime punishable up to 20 years of imprisonment and a fine of $10,000 to willfully spread false news of the United States Army or Navy with an intent to disrupt its operations, which is what that is. Or to foment mutiny in their ranks, or to obstruct recruiting. So that's exactly what that is. So sedition would probably give them 20 years and a $10,000 fine. Treason, however, they'll be shot at Leavenworth.
Well, anything mutiny is being shot. That's automatic.
Okay, so I mean, I'm wrong here. Treason is a minimum prison sentence of 5 years, fines up to $10,000, and a possible sentence of death, which, if so, would be commuted through usually firing squad at Leavenworth.
Live long in death, people.
So why would sedition get 20 and treason only 5?
Because treason, you're trying to take over the government. Sedition, you're just trying to tell people to rebel against the government or an establishment like the Army or the Navy.
Oh, wow. I can see that.
So those six Democratic senators and representatives and whatever the hell those idiots are possibly looking at severe penalties and fines and jail time.
Well, this all depends on what a judge says. If a judge finds that they were trying to use their influence to get the military to stop doing what they were supposed to be doing, that is an attempted coup. That's an attempt to take over the government by canceling out the military. That's punishable by death. That's matter of fact, doing wartime, you don't even get a trial for that. You just get fucking shot.
You get what they call a drumhead trial, and then you're shot. What they call summary execution right afterwards.
So right now, we're not at war, so they're safer. You get into a war that could really play against them. Well, by saying that, Gene, let's say we decide to invade Venezuela or some of the territory around Venezuela, like Brazil or Colombia, to go take out these drug lords, and these soldiers decide to say no. Well, those soldiers just put everybody in that outfit in danger, and they committed. Yeah, so they'll, at the very least, they'll go to prison for life. Yeah, maybe he's not going to fuck with that. Bread and water, first 10 years, life. Maybe if they got bored, they might let you out. Maybe you might talk some poor politician and transmute your sentence or something. Committing treason, but attempted coup is a whole different thing. That's an attempt to take over. That's what they want to charge Obama with. Yeah. Well, when you talk about attempted coup, it really depends on how the coup is. It an attempted coup by the military? Is it an attempted coup by the Congress? Is it an attempted coup by the people?
Well,
imagine, I mean, all of them have different consequences.
So who paid for the commercial? How about that?
Who paid for the commercial?
Probably the Democrat Party.
Yeah. So I mean, you could be looking at the entire party going up on charges.
I'm
Not
just
curious.
curious.
6 idiots in the video,
Well,
I mean, if the Democratic Party paid for that, that's everybody.
What do you mean, Jesse? Oh, no. So I heard an update on that today. So basically, this is a weird situation they got going on here. So Congress approved it. I mean, the House approved it. Senate approved it. The president signed it. Okay, that's the bill. I mean, it's law now, whatever. So Pam Bondi tells him she needs 30 days because the Bill Clinton judge and the Barack Obama judge said they can't release them the way they are. So this has been the holdup the whole time. The two Democratic judges have not been wanting to let this release. and they want to have final say on redactions. But giving them final say on redactions just means we'll never hear the end of it from the Democrats saying, "Oh, look, they're hiding stuff." Even though, like right now, when they're telling you about, "Oh, they won't give us the files," and they know damn good well it has nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with these judges.
I think it also has to do with the fact that the Democrats want to have the victims' names as well. They want to have the whole thing. They don't need the victims' names.
No, they're not getting the victim names. Judge already. He said he's not giving them the victims.
Well,
names.
I know they're not going to get them, but that's part of their bitch is that they don't get to see all the information. Well, what difference does it make if you know the underage victims' names? That's not going to help.
Well, none of them are underage anymore. They're all legal now, but the problem is it's their life, and if they don't want it put in public, it's not your fucking business.
Yeah.
And the Democrats will not respect that, and the judge knows that. The judge has already said that. He said, "I guarantee you, if I give this to the Democrats, it will leak." And he's a Democrat.
Yeah.
I mean, the Democrats have proved it. Anytime. Look at the Trump thing. Look at. Oh, look what we found, guys, in the Epstein email. Oh, Trump seen this girl, and look, and it's a new victim, and the name's been scratched out. It's been out. Oh my God, look how bad. Of course, it's Virginia. And by the way, this actually went to trial in 1911. I mean, 1911 in 2011. And 1911, and that's the year my dad was born. Shit. Anyway, it went to trial in 2011, where of course everything was found guilty, and she, under oath, said Trump was never there, never had anything to do with any of that, never did anything to her, never touched her. More than one time, she said it.
Well, can't Bondi just go in and say, "Hey, doesn't she have the balls, or does she be able to rule over those two judges, or would they need to take that to the Supreme Court?"
The Supreme Court's not going to change it. They're not going to give out. Pam don't want to give them out either. Nobody wants to give out the victims' names. Only people want the victim names is the Democrats. Nobody else wants them.
There's no logical, real reason they need them.
No, they want them so they can go harass them to see if they can get one of them to say Trump did something. That's why they want them.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like-
probably true.
Oh well, the new girl, the model girl who said that he was bringing her over there to Grover. Trump said, "Well, I'm going to sue you." I see she disappeared. Yeah.
Oh, he did say that?
Yeah, she's not the only one. A lot of people he's suing. He's pretty much told his lawyers, "Look, if they talk shit, sue him." It's
Wow.
Oh, he'll win the BBC case. That was intentional. There's no trying to hide that. The BBC was trying to make him look like he said something he didn't. Well, they got it from the Democrats. The Democrats did that 100 times. NBC, CBS, ABC, all of them had to pay after the 2016 election. There was a lot of lawsuits that we didn't hear anything about. This isn't the first time Trump's getting money from these people. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we didn't hear about because, it was ongoing, and then COVID came. And then that's all we ever heard about was COVID and how Dr. Fauci was going to save us all, brothers. He's going to save us.
Oh my God, where's he been? Where's he been?
He's
Joe?
staying away because he knows they're looking to get him. So he lawyered up when they said that some of these pardons aren't going to be any good. Oh, wait a minute. Do I still have that? Let me go see. Hold on just a second. Let's see. La, da, 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 da. What did I do with this earlier? So that's our ugly acid right there. Hey, that's the show from earlier today. This is the girl tearing up the guy about the 6 idiots. This is where is this at? I had this earlier.
The one Sean sent us was like two ladies on a podcast making weird faces at the 6 idiots. Is it the one you're looking for?
Yeah.
That's what he was
right.
I was looking for something else, but I don't know what the hell I did with it. I could have swore I put it on this one. I guess I didn't. Damn it. That was from I don't know when that was from. What is this about? Is this the one I'm looking for? Oh, wait. You know what? Hold on. Let's play this anyway because this is. Damn it. Sorry, guys. I couldn't see my. Okay, now we got that on pause. Let me come back and find you guys. Okay, let's go find this. And this still isn't the one I was looking for. We're going to play this just
Yes,
because.
Heidi, bless your heart. I will take a Whopper with cheese, no pickles.
Yeah, I want double Whopper with cheese, no ketchup, no pickles.
I want what Joe has. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and 2 large order of fries because Burger King got the best fries.
They got
ever,
good
man.
fries.
They got pretty good fries.
They got
they got
great
pretty good
fries.
fries. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this one is.
Ooh.
This guy's face. He looks like Pee Wee Herman, man.
I like this guy.
All right, you ready? Yeah, he's pretty good. But anyway, here we go.
House has tried to release the Epstein files and they were sealed. The White House has tried to release the Epstein files and they were sealed by 3 separate judges. Ironically, all appointed by Democrats on 3 separate occasions. Check out who blocked this each time. This is actually amazing, folks. July 23rd, 2025, release blocked by Robin L. Rosenberg, the Southern District of Florida, appointed by Barack Obama in 2014. That's weird. Denied unsealing the grand jury transcripts from Epstein's 2005 to 2007 Florida federal investigation, ruling that the request fell outside judicial proceedings and violated state secrecy guidelines and declined to transfer the case back up to New York. August 11th, just a month later, 2025, blocked again by Paul A. Engelmeyer, Southern District of New York, rejecting unsealing of grand jury materials from Ghislaine Maxwell's case, stating that they contained no new information. And, they said it was a risk of unraveling secrecy without sufficient justification. That's pretty weird because another judge just released all the grand jury information to Comey's team, which you would think, since Comey is, like alive and stuff, unlike Epstein, would be even more unprecedented. But whatevs. Anyway, the third time, on August 20th, 2025, Richard M. Berman, Southern District of New York, denied unsealing of grand jury transcripts and exhibits from the Epstein 2019 indictment, calling the DOJ's motion a diversion from its own and unreleasing files, emphasized threats to victim safety and privacy, even though all those names just would have been redacted. But yet, here we are, and the people who tried to get on this early, like Massey, were made out to be demons.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on.
I think you're muted, Joe. We can't hear you.
Sorry, I had this one on mute. All right. He was definitely kind of on the loud side, guys. I gotta say.
Well, but I mean, at least he backtracked who blocked the opening of these files, and in all 3 cases,
and you notice
Democrats
2 of these
by
were in,
Democrats.
and you notice 2 of these were in 2025.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is the one I was looking for right here.
Some breaking news on this Friday.
Sorry, guys, I was being violent there. Now he jumped to another page.
Some breaking news.
Dude, what did I just tell you? Shut up. Now you listen there, Newsmax guy. I like you, but I will put my dog's foot in your ass. And since her foot's little, we'll go way up your ass. So you better watch it. I'm just trying to warn the brother. That's all. So anyway, let's grab this right quick. Whoops, no, that's it on that. Damn, let's put him up there. Okay, so y'all got to tell me when stuff's on the screen so I don't have to come back, man. Damn, rookies, man. Anyway, guys and girls, we're going to play this right quick. So the reason I'm playing this is we were talking a few minutes ago about the Supreme Court, the Joe Biden pardons. This thing here is really important. I forgot how long it is. It's I don't know, 1.5 to 3 minutes or some shit like that. But take a listen to it, and then we're gonna come back and talk a little bit about it. So let me cue it up here. Go.
On this Friday night, and it is a bit of a doozy, long awaited here. Axios releasing the exclusive audio part
audio.
of Joe Biden's testimony, his interview with Robert Hur, showing just how badly Biden's mind was failing. This is audio from 2023. Joe Biden was 3 years into his presidency. This is the investigation into whether or not Biden mishandled classified information. Remember, this is the one where Robert Hur said that, oh, well, you know, he obviously mishandled classified information, but he's just a confused old man. He's the president of the United States when he does this interview. There were questions about where he held documents that he was working with. He was really in a tough position, and you wonder if he was playing up his age a little bit to try and get sympathy from the investigators because he knew he had really screwed the pooch by mishandling all these documents. He had documents all over the place, as we know, after what they had done to Trump. This was an ugly moment for the president. They concealed this for a long time, and now the Trump White House is releasing it to Axios. Watch this here, aware that Biden's son, Beau, died in 2015. Remember that when you hear this answer, while Joe Biden was still in the White House with Barack Obama. Here's some of the interview.
And so it was, and by the way, there were still a lot of people at the time when I got out of the Senate that were encouraging me to run in this period. I don't know. This is what, 2017, 18, that area? Yes, sir. Remember, in this time frame, my son is either been deployed or is dying.
So that's the president of the United States who has no idea what's going on. That's just the third year of a 4-year term that is the sitting president of the United States, saying that in 2017, Beau Biden, his favorite son, was either deployed or was dying. When in 2017, Donald Trump was in the White House. It's something else, isn't it? Yeah. The Trump administration expected to release all of this audio by tomorrow. You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the...
So, in the end, there you go. All right, now I lost a whole bunch of y'all, man. Come back here. Okay.
Kevin wants to know, Joe, who's that on your lap?
That was Lola Bear. That was Lola. That's my Queen Corso, man. The vicious Queen Corso I got. She will gnaw your pinky toe off and you will bleed out in a minute, man. Just and them claws are like razor blades. They'll cut through your veins. But so, I mean, this is prudent because this is before he signs the pardons.
Yes.
So how can he? Now we're looking at his mental acuity here in his state.
That's okay, Heidi.
No doubt in 2023, he was not able to be president of the United States since 2022, at least. So for 2.5 years, who the fuck was running the country?
His wife.
No, she might.
Well, yeah. I mean, or
Barack. Barack wasn't doing shit. Everybody, I don't know why you bring up Barack. You have to remember something about Barack. Joe and his wife hated him. He wasn't getting any control. And remember, Brock turned on him in the end. There's no way. If Brock would have had the power, Brock would have used the power better. I can tell you that. Brock's not a better president than Biden, but than Trump. He's a better president than Biden. And
but not by a whole lot.
What it looked like when you see what Biden did, a lot of it looked like kid stuff. Like maybe he had people, maybe his staff, his aides and all the 20-somethings who were interns and stuff. I think they were doing a lot of this. I think they knew they could get away with it. They were signing.
But also, you could see it in his behavior. I mean, he was acting like he was like on the brink of temper tantrums sometimes when he was getting frustrated on stage, especially when he had no idea where he was going. Half the time he's like trying to walk off the stage the wrong way where there's no stairs.
Well, I've seen him in 2 books now saying he slept most of the days. So whoever was signing it wasn't him. His wife wasn't always there. She was traveling. Remember, she got in trouble because she went to a fucking Pentagon meeting. And who the hell did she think she was?
Well, she was ejected from the meeting immediately, I think.
Yes, she was ejected from. Yeah, she couldn't be there. She had no fucking clearance for that. I'm gonna slap you, man. God damn evil biatch. What's that? No, I'm talking to this evil person I know who's having evil thoughts. I can feel them. Yes, bad thoughts. No, not that kind of bad thoughts. The evil, good, bad thoughts. Yeah. Did I confuse you or something? Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh wait, where'd this page go? I might have something else in there. But no, I mean that proves right there that Uncle Joe Biden was just not the president of the United States. Oh, that was on our first guest tonight. What was this one? Let's see. What is it?
You see this video on social
Can we
media.
hear
I think
this,
a lot
y'all?
of people scratch their heads and they say, "What exactly are they talking about? Are they talking?"
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I asked you to say then. Damn. What? Janine slapped it. Just
This is funny.
Okay, here we
Talking
go.
about not allowing gunboats to make it to the United States carrying drugs? Is that
Martha,
what you're talking about?
Martha, here's a novel idea. How about we actually prevent things from
don't get
happening
nasty
before
with
they
Martha,
become a
bitch.
problem?
I think that's what they're
Right?
trying to do.
What you're saying is we have to wait until there's a problem to respond to that problem.
No, I'm not.
Right? As a military officer, what I think is important is we train people, we give them information, we prepare people for challenges coming down the pike,
What
reminding them of their
specific order
obligation.
from the commander in
Because I
chief
don't
that we are
wanna
asking
wait.
our military to carry out are you objecting to? This is very, very
Martha.
vague. And it was so vague in this video. I don't think people could figure out what you guys were all talking about, honestly.
Martha, Donald Trump has made a series of very disturbing comments and suggestions that would violate U.S. law and put our military in terrible positions.
Again, we're getting nowhere because you're not talking about an
I
order.
don't want to wait until that happens to remind our troops of their obligation because then it'll be too late.
So when you see this video on social media, I think a lot of people scratch their heads and they say, what exactly are they talking about? Are they talking about?
Yeah, scratch your head.
He's just a double talking, back talking idiot.
Yeah.
Why are they trying to cover up that Donald Trump had sex with children?
I mean, it's as clear as day in the email.
Let me read what Jeffrey Epstein wrote. I want you to realize that the dog who hasn't barked is Trump. Victim, redacted, spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. New information just released. Or is it? Because in 2011, that was released and everybody knew it. It's been out floating around. Here's the change. I want you to realize the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Virginia spent hours at my house with him. Why would you redact a name that is already out in the public square? Well, because it makes it all suddenly new and shiny. You see victim and you're like, oh, there's a victim that who was the victim? But when you know it's Virginia, you know this is already gone to court. She already testified about this. And I'm quoting, this is from the testimony. He didn't partake in any of this, any sex with any of it. It's true. This is not new news. If you remember when the shutdown first started, what did the Democrats say the reason why they did the shutdown? Why Mike Johnson and everybody else wouldn't negotiate? Because the heat was on to release the Epstein files, and they didn't want to have to do that, so they shut the government down.
looks like you
So
like
the government
little
is
boys.
open, and what does Mike Johnson do yesterday? He said the House is going to vote on a bill to release all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein next week. Good, Mike. Release all of it. If anybody thinks that you're ever going to get the truth on this in the first place, it's madness. It was in the hands of the Democrats for the longest time. You don't think it was all picked through? And if there was anything about Donald Trump, you don't think that would have come up between 2020 and 2024? There's nothing in there about Donald Trump. Why are they trying to cover up that Donald Trump had sex?
Pretty straightforward. I mean, she came clean.
No,
She
and
told
that's
everybody.
actually, he's absolutely right. That's part of the reason why they don't want it to come out, because then they lose any kind of leverage. When it comes out, with redactions of things, they can say anything they want, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be anything tying Trump to any kind of pedophilia ring.
No, they're pretty much screwed on this whole thing. Now, this came out. There's been a couple things. Akeem Jeffrey seemed to have been taking money from Epstein, and God knows what else. Probably giving Epstein blowjobs because Epstein looks like he might like boys. You know, I hadn't seen Maxwell like she was in that picture back there, but she looked more like a boy than a girl. So I was kind of like, whoa, okay, Epstein, gives me a new look on you, buddy. Well, Phil, if Epstein is dead, he was more than likely murdered by someone in the prison, probably another. You know, what would be nice, would be interested in find out what hardcore prisoner got out of that jail after Epstein died, or was transferred to a nicer place or something.
Right. Oh yeah, that's definitely that would be a good indicator.
No, I don't believe it was. No, I don't believe suicide because he was on the suicide watch and the cameras were on him.
Yeah.
So if you got to see him hang himself, you know, and it ain't easy to hang yourself with fucking sheets. Yeah, it's not as easy as you think it is. Sheets have a tendency to have give to them. If you've got strong neck muscles, you may pass you out, but it may not kill you. Unless you're hanging high enough off the ground that the gravity eventually gets you.
Well,
No,
the
you
thing
can
with most
hang
traditional
yourself.
gallows is it doesn't just suffocate you. It's designed technically. And the
snap
reason why
your
they put
neck.
it behind your, they put the knot behind the left ear. It's the knot's supposed to snap your neck on the way down. Instant death.
Well, no, Jack, you can see that when your neck snaps, your eyes are still open. You'll be watching your head go weird. Your brain will still be registering that at least for a couple of seconds.
Well, no, your brain will probably stay alive for about 5 or 6 minutes until the oxygen goes away.
Well, yeah, Jeff. If somebody rolls over your head with a truck, it's instant death. Yeah.
Yeah, if your brain is crushed or your medulla oblongata is destroyed, you're instantly dead.
You're not going to be seeing anything. You know, you'll just be darkness and you'll be over it. That all
Lights
depends
out.
if you believe in reincarnation or not.
Hey, is Sean Hazlitt coming on tonight?
Yeah, we're getting ready to roll out here in a few minutes. It's what is all this stuff on here we just stumbling into?
Arrowbread, yummy, yummy.
Oh, this is. Well, hello. Who are you?
That's the cheerleader that got killed on that cruise.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, low income housing here. We're already starting. So him and Trump are having, a love affair and kissy now, and
He's going to start building using Trump's building.
He's in trouble when he goes back to New York City.
He's already in trouble. Everybody's all pissed at him because he had an interview with Donald Trump in the White House Oval Office before he was even inaugurated as mayor.
Yep. I think that, yeah, he's. Oh yeah.
Oh well. So anyway, let me get out of here because I
Did
don't know
you
where
ever
I'm at now.
see that clip with AOC? Did you
Which
see
one?
that clip with AOC saying that we got to hurt the American people so they can vote for us?
Call it up, Sean. Let's put it up. Let's look at it.
They I know I seen the one where one of the who was it, Kennedy had all them things he said about her killing him and stomping him and not putting up with him and all kind of shit like that. I seen that one. That was pretty good. Let's see. This is Donald Trump's crushed Democrats with government shutdown deal. Polls says. Yeah. Let's see. Funding bill reopen government, 43-day shutdown, longest in U.S. history. 55% of respondents believe the Republicans kicked the Democrats' lily white asses.
Yeah, I think
Wait, whoa, wait a minute. This is way worse than I thought. And wait, Republicans got more of what they wanted for the deal, while only 6% of Democrats said they did.
So what?
So 55% of America says that the GOP got more out of the shutdown and the shutdown favored them and they're not being blamed for it. Only 6% of Democrats believe that the Democrats gained anything from this. So that means that 94% believes they lost the shutdown. It's not looking good.
Well, I mean, I think that's the way most people.
Well, I'm glad you made it home safe, Heidi.
Hey, Heidi.
Yeah, show's almost over, so we'll be over for dinner.
Yep.
Well, Jackie, the Democrats, I don't know what they thought they were doing there. There wasn't something, they picked the wrong fight.
Well, I think they should change their names from the Democrats because, like, all of last month, they're like, don't
Call
shut
themselves
the
a
government,
Democrat.
don't, give us the files, give us the Epstein files, blah, 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 and give us this $1.5 trillion. And then this month, they're all like, I can't believe you caved. I can't believe you caved. So they should change their name to the Hippocrats.
I was thinking about the dumb crap, but that's hypocrites.
Hypocrites, man. They're a bunch of
I
hypocrites.
like yours better.
They are, but they are a bunch of hypocrites. But Jesse, I don't know, man. I mean, the Democrats really are just a mess. Mega might be chaos, but left is unhinged, dystopianism, doomsday cult. Oh shit! that's
The
one way of
left is
looking
an
at it.
unhinged dystopian doomsday cult. Well, I mean, that's
one way of looking at it.
it's one way. It's not all.
I mean,
entirely
they're being
wrong.
honest. They're just saying, "Hey, look, Mega may be chaos, but they're not y'all." No, see, Jimmy, you're wrong. I'm not an anti-Democrat. I'm anti this Democrat, yes, but I'm not anti-Democrat. I mean, I was a Democrat. The problem is the Democrats have lost their way.
There's a couple of sane ones. I mean, John Fetterman is one of the more outspoken ones against the idiots who keep trying to, just do stuff in spite of Trump. He wants to get stuff done. He doesn't care who's the president. He wants to get stuff done for his state.
Come on. He's
The others
talking.
don't.
He's talking with the New York mayor, even though he doesn't like the guy still doing it. He's talking with all kinds of people he don't like to talk to, but he's doing it because he wants to see real change. After listening to a clip of Joe Biden and knowing what was for at least 3 out of his 4 years, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
He was,
He's-
somebody.
You
and
won't
more
even
than
see his
likely,
eyes a lot. He just would stare off into space, and he's like, he's like, back in his childhood in the 1940s, playing with Tonka toys.
well, according to Jean Laprie, it was his wife, the 2 top male aides, which were in their 30s, and there was like 4 of these 20-something girls. That's who was running our country. And they were the ones putting out stuff. And I said this many times on news on the flip side, many times. Some of those orders that are going out are not coming from an adult. It's not an adult because the adults don't think that way. You could tell this is somebody in their 20s, somebody who's thinking through hormones, because some of the people they let out and some of the things they did and some of the other ways they did business is just not how an adult would do it, especially approaches on how they were doing wind and solar power.
Yeah.
I was like, what are y'all doing, people? There's much better ways of doing this. But the Democrats wanted to give that money away and the people wanted to take it. So that's what they did. And then we got dick. Just like, California's famous tram, they got dick. Yeah. Democrats are famous for giving you the dick. Yeah, that's what they're famous for. And not the good dick either. The ugly, hairy dick. Yeah. That's right. Anyway, we got to get out of here. I think we'll end the note on the ugly, hairy dick. And y'all can think of whatever you want about that. Whatever kind of person, thing, or it you want to think about. It's entirely up to you. Hey, I don't want to know. Heidi, shame on you, Heidi. I'm telepathic. I heard that. No, anyway. No, we'll be back Wednesday. And well, it's getting ready to get a little different here because next Thursday's Thanksgiving. So I'm not going to be around. I'm going to be pigging out or sleeping, one or the other.
Yeah.
Or maybe both. Who knows? And then Friday we'll be back. And then Christmas and New Year's, news on the flip side, is off because it's on Christmas Eve. And New Year's Eve. So it'll be off those 2 nights. And not on New Year's Day is Thursday. So all those shows will be off. Wednesdays and Thursday shows will probably all be off. And then it's up to everybody else whether they want to take off during those 2 weeks. We don't hold any hosts to the fire for those 2 weeks. If they need to take off, they just want to take off. Yeah, we are. The holidays, nobody minds. Well, it's hard to keep your numbers real high this time of year because everybody's busy drinking, eating, smoking, and shopping. And having wild, crazy sex with 10 and 15 people at a time. Yes. Yeah, it's the fun stuff, Well, I was reading the Santa's list from Heidi earlier. It says all she wants is 12 Chippendale dances for the 12 days of Christmas. I was like, Heidi, shame on you. Just shame on you.
Heidi, we can do that for you.
Oh, no, you see, Witty, on the other hand, can want something a little bit more specialized.
Yeah.
You can just tell. Look at that face. I mean, don't that look like one face is like, we'll kick your ass, buddy. No, we got to go. We're really. I'd like to stay and pick on y'all for a while longer, but we really got to go. We're actually now into Sean Hazlitt's time. No, it doesn't. We don't interfere with his show, but there are people here that will probably go over there when we leave. So his audience isn't as big as it would normally be because of us. Yes, Woody, nice seeing you in there. See you just for you. Wait, Marco, where'd you go? Oh no, you're on Messenger. Okay. No, I was looking for you in the chat room, dude, for sure. And Denise, nice to see us. Nice to see all y'all in here tonight. And nice to see everybody. No, look, one of these days I'll fucking put Power Talk on here, okay? I don't know.
We just
maybe
we gotta remember to do it before the show because it takes a long time.
Well, fucking pain in the ass install, and then you got to go find the damn thing that takes it off your startup menu because it wants to start up on your menu and slow your damn computer up.
Yep.
Well, no. So when we do add it back, it is a different way for y'all to communicate with us and maybe even get in on some of what we're talking about. It's a little bit different, but we got to go. So on that note, good night, everyone, and thanks for tuning into the chat with Joe and Sean and Leah and Jay and Bobby and Keith and Ringo and Dingo and Dino and a bunch of them. Yes. Good night, everybody. Stay out of trouble, people. Have happy holidays. Because I'll see you on Wednesday, right? So I'll see you before the holiday. But anyway, enjoy your holiday.